Hey, good evening to everybody and welcome to the WigglyCup Asia Series number 4. How do you do today, Aaron? I can't believe it's already the 4th cup. Wow.
Yeah, time passes so quick, Wigglyspoo. It's April, 4 months. It's the 4th one. Kind of makes sense, but we didn't really start in January, so yeah, the time has just been flying. I'm so glad to have you. I'm so glad to cast next
I'm so glad to cast with you too. Wow, I'm so glad. Look at my glad face. I'm totally, really glad. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually really glad. It's been a long time since I think we actually got to cast. And I think it's been a long time since we got to watch some questionable people play some games. So I'm looking forward to all the questionable stuff that's gonna happen today. Okay. I'm gonna take a chill seat and just, just flame some people,
Oh, flame. Okay.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah,
yeah, both of us have that competitive, experience. So, some amateur players, please forgive us if we're a bit harsh, because it's all in good fun.
No forgiving. No. They're gonna hate us. Yeah, we're gonna get haters. Yeah,
okay.
Haters are the way to go, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
you know what? Everything we criticize, it's completely true. It's from the heart, and we actually despise your gameplay.
Yep,
that's
exactly.
Yeah, we hate all of you.
We
actually,
hate all of you. Yeah.
Why are you even watching the stream at this point?
Exactly, man. Yeah, why are we even here to suffer, man? Yeah, why are we all here? So today we've got a splendid roster of teams. We've got an amazing number of teams. I believe today we have a record-breaking 11 teams.
11. Oh dear. Guys, is it exam time or what? Like, what's going on?
I don't know, man. I think in Asia, in Singapore, are we having exams? Because I think the number of Singaporean teams today we're seeing is a grand total of 2. If correct me if I'm wrong. And I see the brackets already being outdated, which means oh dear. We've got 11 teams, and we've also got teams that aren't showing up. So we've actually got less than 11 teams. So to our sponsors over there at League Pass, we're so sorry. We try our best. We don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get a phone call later, but it's okay because we love the community and we'll do this anyways, because even if there's only 8 teams that sign up, the show still has to go on. I don't know why April is such a sad month for us. Actually, not really, because the first cup in April did pretty okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be going into our first match quite soon. It's gonna be Zam, Zach AMN versus Zach Lovers. Now, I'll be completely honest with you and tell you right now that I'm obviously very familiar with every single team here. I'm sure Aaron is equally familiar with every single team here. We've watched a lot of these old-timers, newcomer type of teams rise and fall from the beginning, and these two are no stranger to the trials and tribulations of the WigglyCup. So Aaron, what are your predictions on
Zam versus Zach Lovers?
So based on whose name is hotter, man, which name do you prefer?
I think Zam sounds crispy, like Zam, look at that goal, Zam, look at that kill. I feel like they're gonna win this.
That's gonna be your go-to line for this cast, I assume. Like the entire time, just gonna go Zam this and Zam that, right?
Yeah, that is Zam insane.
The Zam insane. Well, I'm more curious about, in this whole Zeke lovers kind of team, right? Who exactly Zeke is, or is it Zach? Like Zekk. So I'm wondering who this Zach is. But Zach, if you are watching, your team loves you, and you should know that.
Yeah, Zach is a musical artist. With a quick Google search, so I don't think
that.
Wait, Zekk, right?
Yeah, Zekk.
Wait, am I looking at the right one? I don't know, man.
Anyways, I think, shall we head over to the map pool real quick?
Yeah, let's take a look at the maps.
Let's take a look at the map pool, right? Alright, so we've got a lovely set of maps today. I'm pretty sure this is wrong, but It's okay, production, kill the feed. This is not the right map pool for today, I believe. We're gonna be heading back to our faces real quick, but yeah, let's talk about the actual map pool today. Aaron, so the difference between this map pool and the last map pool is that we basically just flipped around the maps from the round of 16 and the maps from the round of the semifinals, because so a lot of people, they got eliminated like super duper quickly because it's a single elimination tournament, and as a result they don't really get to experience some of the maps that happen later on in the tournament. So we just thought it would be quite cool if even at the earlier rounds you could experience much more difficult maps. In this case, so our first map we're gonna be heading is the dreaded Sneaky Fields. Now, I know there's been quite some buzz going along, and there we go, there we have it. So this is actually the proper maps that we're going to be having for the round of 16. Apologies about the graphic, but basically, yes, Sneaky Fields is a extremely snowbally map, and I think even the likes of people like Pedro on Twitter has made quite the uproar about this map being so bad that it has to be removed from the game. So what are your thoughts, Aaron?
Honestly, I love Sneaky Fields. Like, it's one of my favorite maps because I feel like my team captain, Jaden, he really like knows how to play around the map, and he knows like the best picks and the ways to play with the map. Always having that awareness on who's in the mid. You know, with the speed gear now, being in that push, you can move from point A all the way down to point B in like a matter of like seconds. It's kind of insane. Anyway, we're into our first match.
Right, yeah, precisely what's happening already in this game one, and very quickly on, we're seeing Zam get a good amount of control in the mid lane already, complete center control. And a very quick pick coming out. Pam is actually going to drop here. Early wall breaks come out from Shreyas on the right side. They're still going to be able to maintain this center control. A nice pick coming out from the spikes there. And I think they're not going to have too much trouble to really consolidate this position, Aaron.
Yeah, Fang falling there, but does get his super. Love Gap. The Ems manages to corner the ball, but oh, it looks like Novices is going to take that right out. Let's see whether B can take it. Fang with a huge kill. Going to be able to get Spike down actually, which I don't think should have happened, but now it's looking a lot better for Zeke lovers as they progress and try to take on some mid control, but the legend is not letting it happen. Putting his turret down and getting some control, it's going to be difficult. Looks like it's going to be pinched out. Love the gap. Oh, a bit of a waste super. That could be pretty detrimental. Calm coming in huge with the super, finding two, but keeping Spike at one hit.
Yeah, and Fang has been such a pivotal part, I think, of this game so far, being able to hold the position. Fang's still going to be able to fall onto the right side, but drops very quickly to the roughs now. Now 1M's left alive, going up against 3. He's going to fall quite soon, and center control is going to go back in Zam's favor. Pocketing the ball on the left side, it's a nice move that Fang made. This kind of map, this is another reason why people really don't like this map, is because you basically can pocket the ball for ages, and now I think it shouldn't be too difficult for them to hold. And just as I say that, they're going to be able to take out the Pam on the right side. A nice pick onto the B here, but unless they can get a complete team wipe, I don't think the situation is really going to change. Ems is going to drop here, and now Nemesis pushing forward to a forward position, throwing out the super onto the Fang in the back, but it's a little bit off place. Fang's actually going to survive with a sliver of HP. He's going to be able to walk out from there, but pressure mounting coming out from Zam, and I think they're going to be able to push forward quite soon, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know this. It's just constantly, back and forth. The moment, if you're not, moving up, you're pinching someone, and that's how it is. Now Zam trying their best to try and get the ball in, but oh, what a huge save. But now that Shreyas and the Legend come up on top, I think it's going to be really difficult as they go into overtime. The walls break. Oh, he doesn't really get the shot in. Fang barely staying alive, getting a few charges for super, but now B is going to be a lot stronger in overtime with no walls. And just as I said that, he takes Ruffs down. Low in HP, he is not really respecting Spike, and actually gets one and almost gets another. Oh, yeah, super up.
Going absolutely ham, and getting that second kill in is going to secure the goal for them. That is a nice game one coming out from the side of Zam. Wow, Aaron, they look like they had they controlled the entire game, and the only reason why they really weren't making much progress is, basically mostly just because of their, slight inaccuracies in their play, but otherwise I think they had a really solid control going there.
Yeah, I really, you have to applaud Zam. I feel like the ball never even reached their side of the map. I think maybe once, I don't know, but it was not even close. And now Shreya's finding an early pick. But they're both close.
I think the way that Zeke lovers have to play this is that unfortunately because they're drafting this M's Fang kind of combination, these brawlers aren't really very strong with the range of the things, and Fang actually is having kind of a really tough game here because he's completely shut down by the fact of this Sprout Rups combination. Already the legend picking up this ball, it's just so easy for them to play. Like anybody can take any lane, and this Fang is basically going to be screaming all day long trying to get his super, but it's so difficult. And the first super's going to come out, he's going to get stunned. The worst target possible, however, it's the Pam. Even be able to get the kick there, not going to be able to secure the kill, unfortunately, because of how thick the Pam is. He's trying to hold this position to center, gonna whiff this ultimate, but I think it's a little bit forced. B is gonna get a nice pick, be able to force the legend and Nemesis on the back foot, buying crucial time for the Fang to push forward again. Fang with 1 kick, 2 kick, doesn't really get much out of it. Spike super coming out and Ems is gonna drop, but I think Fang is gonna be able to force this. Shreya is trying to pick up the ball, but wow, what a nice turn of events for Zeke lovers who push back 1-1 on the scoreboard here. 1 minute left on the clock. Let's see if the 3 supers coming up from Zeke lovers are going to be able to take over the position. The legend pushing forward quite quick, but he's going to get slowed here. And Aaron, keep an eye on this turret. This is going to be the key target for Fang to miss his super, or he's going to kick the ball.
No.
This is so miserable to watch, Aaron, and Shreya is going to take full advantage of that, pushing forward and bringing down Fang. Look at him juke away and jive with so little HP, still staying alive and getting another pick there. Ems for his dear life trying to guard this ball in the mid, but now it's Fang against the world. Aaron B is going to respawn here. The ball's in a really precarious spot though, and Dalet's going to scoop up the ball. He's thinking about it. He doesn't go left, right, and he chooses to not miss the ball. I mean, and now control going back in favor of Zeke lovers. We're going to be heading into overtime, Aaron, which I think if we saw the story coming from the last game, that is where I believe Zam has the overtime advantage. So I think Zeke lovers really need to get a nice position here if they want to have any fighting chances here in overtime.
Oh, M's with the super, not really getting it down. Fang. Oh, Pam does fall though, and that's going to be a huge kill because Pam is one of the strong standing targets that can hold the ground. But it looks like Nemesis, with the help of Life Plant and the Pam turret, is going to be able to dodge around and hold the fort down. As teammates respond, Fang coming in with a huge super. Ooh, gets Pam really low, but not able to find the kill there. And now with both Pam and Spike buffed up, it's going to be pretty difficult for Zeke lovers to kind of, push up now. The Fang is going to struggle against basically everyone. B cannot die no matter what. B is the stronghold of their defense. Fang with a huge super, a stun, a double kill. That's going to be huge. Nemesis tries to super away, but no. Ems catches it and passes it straight to Fang, and that's wow.
Pretty
well
solid
played.
execution. I think there were mistakes made for sure, and they definitely capitalized on that. I think key thing to note is that if you notice, both Spike and Rups didn't have their gadgets anymore in overtime. And to make matters worse, I think even Pam actually putting that turret down became a huge target, and already pushing forward here, not really caring too much. This is kind of what we were talking about, like when they're playing this kind of double tank aggro kind of lineups, they really need to just walk forward, press on early to try and get that center control, and a nice pinch is going to secure that. And there yet another nice pinch going to be coming out here, going to get a quick kill on there, and already it's a team wipe coming up from Zeke lovers, who are kind of showing that first game was not going what it's not what they intended at all. And here we're going to see a quick lane swap. Shreya's actually pushing up in the mid, but this is not entirely a good thing because already Fang going to get a 2-man super and a super pass across the board, and M's already scooping up that, and they're actually gonna take the set. Aaron, what happened? You didn't even get to speak that game.
I feel like I'm watching a different team. Like, the way they played that was almost flawless. I feel like they just went in with the aggression and the confidence that they really needed, and they just completely outplayed everyone. I feel like Pam kind of entered there, not being aware of M's position, especially at the start. Was huge because M's got her super there, and she capitalized further and further, and that actually probably cost both goals, in fact. But wow, it was. I don't know. It felt like I was watching someone else. We had so much more confidence by the M's, which was, I think that was a pivotal factor. Fang got his super so quick. I don't even know how. Like against a Spike and a Ruffs, you don't expect a Fang to get his super that quick. And wow, like they really deserve that win. After, you know, holding on to overtime in the previous round, sorry, and then now with this huge, you know, steamroll snowball, you could say, I feel like they really deserve that win. And first set goes to Zeke lovers.
That was completely not how I expected a set to go. I mean, game one, as you mentioned, Ems, I think, was kind of getting bullied, really, like, throughout the entire game, right? So I was just seeing Shreyas pop off in that game, just walked up several times. He always seemed to have the control, get an early super, and blow up the bush on the Ems side. And the Ems just never seemed to really find the right footing. You know, in game number 2, his supers also really wasn't that impactful, but then in game 3, he just made this commitment to exploit, I believe, what he noticed to be a lane swap, that tempo advantage. So this is, I think, one of the main reasons why pro teams kind of despise this map, because that initial position that you have ends up becoming quite disadvantaged.
Very pivotal, yeah.
It puts you on such a bad position, because if, let's say, you wanted to swap there, then you already lose tempo, and up against these really fast, aggressive lineups that just immediately take over that bush control and just walk up to your face, you basically have to concede the bush if you want to swap. And I think that's kind of where Zam made a big mistake, because I don't think there was actually a need to swap there for any of their brawlers. Like, if you had a spawn mid, you know, whether it's Spike, Pam, or whichever, I actually think it was completely fine for them. They have winning matchups no matter who goes up against who. So, a bit interesting that they kind of made that decision, and I think it's really good that Zeke Livers actually capitalized on that so quickly. Either that or it was a fluke, right? I mean, questionable tournament, questionable ethics, questionable plays. People just do things that are really high level, and we spot them and we call them out. But if you guys are watching and you guys are here to learn something, here's a tip for you, which is, if you're on Sneaky Fields, you really gotta think very hard before you swap, because it's a map that punishes you really hard if you don't swap without a plan.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was really well phrased, Wigglyspoo. On this map, you have to be very certain about your matchup. If you want to swap, a lot of pro teams, what they like to do is they swap within their own bushes, so they take advantage of that speed gear just to, you know, not lose the entirety of the bush control, and then slowly work their way up once they have those winning matchups. But yeah, on this map, when it comes to that like 1v1 kind of interaction, generally the mid is fixed, and it's all about the left and right lanes. And it's kind of 50-50, because you also can't see what the enemy team, like which brawler the enemy team is running into that lane. So you kind of have to assume they're going their natural lanes in a way. So it leads to a lot of like here and there, and a lot of the coin flip, ironically. But yeah, I feel like this map, it's a bit iffy, but if you know how to play it and you know how to work to your strengths, it can be a fun map to play, which in my experience is, because I think my team win rate on that map is like, it's really high. Like Sneaky Fields, we are so confident. I think we just know how to go about the execution, you know.
Yeah.
But
maybe one day we'll talk to Jaden and get something out on the word on how do you actually beat Sneaky Fields. Maybe there's some secret that he'd like to share.
Yeah, maybe I'll just drag him into the call right now, huh?
Alright, let's head over to our next map real quick. So I believe we're going to be watching Bridge Too Far next, which another one of those 3-lane maps, and another one of those maps where you can't swap. And this is for a different reason. So in this map, I mean, it's completely possible to swap at the start, because, well, it's a pretty long map, but once you have your lanes, it's fixed, right? And you just have to suck it up and deal with your matchups. They added this map this year in competitive, and I think it has been one of the greatest additions to the game, actually, because it adds a certain flavor to Heist that Heist never really had. I think in all of Heist history, Heist has always been very tank-centric, and aside from like certain maps like Safe Zone, where even then on those maps you do see fringe levels of tank play, this is a map that really was made for ranged brawlers, and I think was made for to really test the mettle of teams that wanted to show that they're the better control team. So I think most of us would say that the better mechanics team will win on this map, but with the introduction of drafts now, we're gonna say that the draft comes first and then mechanics comes after that, right, Aaron?
I mean, like, for mechanics, it's a bit of a 50-50. Like, you might play well and you might not play well. So generally, if you have your draft, like, that is an advantage to you and you want to capitalize on that, that's something you can control. but your mechanics, like if you're not playing good that day, then you're just not playing good that day, and you just have to like deal with it, you know. So as far as possible, with whatever factors you can control, like teams tend to focus on that first, and then you leave it up to yourself whether you're on form that day or not to, you know, really make the most of that draft. Yeah, so generally draft is first and then mechanics. Have to agree with you there. But Bridge Too Far, I feel like being such an open map, I really like how things like have shifted, because like you said, you know, from the usual tank stuff, now we're just seeing a lot of range, and we see range DPS, we see range control, we see multiple, we even see throwers like Sprout really thrive on this map because of the ability to, you know, throw walls, block off lanes, and then because of that, we see stuff like Brock come into play. Like Brock is not that good in just a 1v1 scenario, but it has damage and it can break walls, so it's good enough of a reason to bring onto this map. So I really like how draft has shifted and shaped the way the meta is completely different from this map as compared to every other map in the game. So I'm quite excited. I wish we could see the draft, but unfortunately that will be for another month. I'm still really excited. I think I like a lot of the map picks here. Anyways, we're into our first game. It's Zam versus Zeke lovers.
Yep, and already hot shot with the hottest shot of the day. Gonna get a quick pick, and Shrey has to fall next. Love, Gab, and Hotshot pinching together with absolute certainty there. Getting a nice kill, and Gab's gonna throw away his life here, I think, just to get a shit ton of damage in. And correct my language, but yes, that was a metric ton of language. And already a lane swap we're gonna be seeing come out here. They're gonna put the Bell against the more favorable matchup against this 8-bit, and it's a reversal type of situation. But just as I say that, Shreyas, a little bit of a misposition there, you know, so low, and he kind of didn't have any reason to be there, but he continued to press. The Legend now is going to square off against the 8-bit, and I think in this game we've already been seeing like 4 or 5 lane swaps, and the Legend's going to drop again, Aaron. Already 44% damage coming on the side of Zeke lovers.
Yeah, I think that this is a really tough one to come back from, especially when you have Piper, 8-bit, and you know, so much damage on the side of Zam. It's going to be very difficult to... Zeke lovers. It's going to be difficult to come back from such a huge deficit. Byron and, you know, what, Bell and Lola? I mean, I feel like Lola is being super callous with her supers right now. That's like their main win condition in terms of damage to the safe. But going against an 8-bit, I feel like Gab has been doing such a good job holding him down. Along with the help of Piper, of course. Repulse now actually falling to the gadget, but actually gets the trade-off, and I think that's a win on the side of Repulse. But now Nemesis is looking really low. Ow, the mark actually gets Piper down, and we're gonna come to another stalemate.
Yep, I think this is a nice consolidation coming from Zam, you know. They were in a really tough spot earlier, but now I actually think there's some semblance of life. Push coming out from the 8-bit. He's gonna get mugged. He's gonna try for this blind shot, but he's not gonna get it. The Legend actually survives his 660 HP, and I think Piper is gonna drop soon to the bounce here, and some signs of life coming out from Zam, which is able to deal some damage to the safe. They're still behind on the lead, but with 20 seconds left on the clock, I think there's some signs of life here coming out. Byron with the heals, pushing up quickly. Shreyas in a very aggressive spot there. He's gonna kind of whiff the gadget, and I think that's pretty crucial because Gab is gonna push with this extra credit boosted shot, and that's gonna put the save down to 50%. Lola kind of needs to do a Hail Mary move or something here, but I think there's absolutely no time left on the clock, and Zeke lovers are gonna pull ahead in game number 1 of set number 2 with a 7% lead, Aaron.
That was way closer than it had to be, Wigglyspoo. If I had to say one thing, that would be it. I feel like they really had the advantage at the start, like almost 50% on their save, whereas their own save had like been barely touched, you know. And then having that panic last move, Gab with some lucky percentage hits. I feel like if he didn't get that, they might have lost the game right there. But anyway, Hotshot popping off, getting some nice... Everyone's kind of low, and Gab is just gonna straight up go down with a gadget onto safe blindly. And he just gets punished for that, and now the control has gone in favor of Zam. Byron in the mid with the heals for either lane, and the Legend is going to stay alive, not really dodging to perfection. And Gab is just pushing up and capitalizing. I'm sorry, this is so funny. Like, yeah, I'm just not used to seeing this.
I think we know what we're both laughing at, and that's I mean that's a nice gadget coming from Shreyas. Now let's see if he's gonna dodge this curveball. But yeah, I mean that was 4 shots boosted from the Byron that was completely whiffed onto the Lola there, and that's like another way you can lose your lane, Aaron. And already like that, 8-bit's gonna really start squaring off. Extra credit boosted shot again coming out. That's gonna do an entire 20%. And already we're gonna be seeing the same percentages we did last game. 50% left on Zam's save. But you know, some signs of luck coming out. And again, Nemesis holding onto this mid control and it's pushing back out. Repulse holding onto the right side quite well, which as you mentioned earlier, the main damage coming out. And a nice 2-tap coming out from the Piper. Hot shot actually gonna use this aggressive super. He's gonna continue to further the gap between the percentages now. Repulse also coming in with his own super, and Nemesis so low, getting hit by everything. Shreyas gonna land a nice super, winning the lane for his teammate there, and I think.
Oh my goodness! Did you see Nemesis? Because I didn't. He was there one second, and he just disappeared. The next one, fully clipped by Gab over there. 35 to 68%. 8-bit and Piper are raining down on the save. I don't think.
Ooh, that was nice though. That is clip worthy. Nemesis there with a nice bounce. I mean, after missing basically every bounce in this entire game so far, I landed one of it. And a nice mark coming out on the 8-bit. 20 seconds left on the clock. This is looking quite dire for the side of Zam here. They're gonna have to get a team wipe and possibly land every single shot on the save if they want to survive. And with Shreyas dropping, I think that's the nail in the coffin. Zeke lovers are going to be winning the round of 16 for the time, and they're going to be advancing to the next round of this tournament. Congratulations to Zam, who tried their Zam best, but its Zam wasn't enough.
Oh, Zam it. I really thought we could have seen more. I think we would have had a lot of fun playing with puns with the team name there, but nonetheless, thanks for coming. I feel so terrible. Like, thanks for coming. Like, you can go home. You can go home now. You know.
Go home.
But
go home. Yep. Join us on the podcast. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Thanks for playing.
Oh my gosh. But I feel like Zeke lovers, you have to give it to them. They were so much better with their draft this time around. As compared to the sneaky fields, they look like the inferior team. Judging from the first round, but they really came back, and with a solid draft and a good execution, I feel like they really proved that they deserve this first win. And they will be progressing on to the semi-finals, is that right?
Yep, they're going to be heading straight to the quarterfinals, I believe.
Quarterfinals. Yeah, quarterfinals. Sorry.
So we're actually going to watch another team from the round of 16. I think production is going to update us quite soon on who that will be. But yeah, reflecting on that set, I think it's true. So I think Shreyas and you know, the legend and who's the last player on his team again? I'm so sorry, I can't remember. But Zam, they really, I wasn't being sarcastic. They did try their Zam best. The drafts wise, I think, to be honest, it was pretty even in most parts. Towards maybe in that last game, it was kind of this weird thing where I don't know. I can't imagine how the draft would have actually gotten there, like in terms of the pick order. So if you think about like Spike, Piper, and 8-bit comps, right? I can only imagine that Piper was kind of like first picked, and it was really first pick. It kind of went unchecked if you try to imagine. Like, you've got Byron and then you've got Bell in the same comp, which does seem to imply. So I guess maybe Byron was the first pick, and then they responded very quickly with like a Piper and going into the 8-bit, and then perhaps they decided to go with this Bell to deal with the 8-bit, and then round off their lineup with Lola to get some much needed damage in. And you know, I think they just wanted to get a safe pick on this Lola, but in that comp, nothing actually addresses the Piper.
Exactly. Like, Piper is actually one of the strongest brawlers on the map, which is why it's commonly a first pick as well. Excuse me, but yeah, I feel like I think if they went with the Piper first pick, they could have taken the risk and gone with the Sprout last pick. I feel like that is it's a risk to take, but it might pay off heavily, because I believe they also had a Spike. It was a Spike on their team or the other team?
Yeah, it was a Spike. So they were up against that Spike. But I guess maybe they wanted to put Lola on Piper, which I think some people would argue is a 50-50 matchup, or some might argue that it's in Lola's favor, because if you try to imagine Lola as like a Pam and how Pam's matchup with Piper is pretty solid, then you should be able to do that. But I think in both games, as we mentioned, once you choose the lane and you kind of commit to it, you're kind of locked into playing in that position, right? And I think the Legend tried his very best, and I think most of the time as Alola, he really did make quite a lot of good plays and actually got that bush control on the side as Alola and kind of locked down the lane for a long time. But his teammates kind of Nemesis, I remember the last guy's called Nemesis now. Yeah, Nemesis and Shreya's there. I think the mistake that they were really making most is that on maps like this, when you're half HP, it's actually okay to give up a little bit of that control and just pull back, just to heal up, because it's actually not easy to push into range because you're always hitting back. And I think that's the way that they have to capitalize. I mean, the theory is one thing. So we know that in theory, Piper will shred everything. Like Byron will die, Bell will die. It's just a 2-tap. It's super easy for both of them. But if you throw theory out of the window and mistakes happen, which they did happen, a lot of mistakes happened. There were so many moments where they had complete control and they threw it away.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zam, I think, watch the replay.
Watch the replay. You know, in competitive play, you hardly ever see this like toss and turn of control. One moment it's this on team A, next moment on team B. It's always, you know, once a team has control, you really need to try and hold that control, because that, if you hold the control the rest of the game, you basically win the game. That's just how it works almost on every single mode, in fact, except for certain modes where, you know, you either need to go in for the last minute push or you need to, you know, suicide or something like that. But in general, holding control is so important. It's the name of the game in Brawl Stars. So
yep,
it was just kind of puzzling to see a lot of these teams, you know, just kind of give it up for nothing much in return. Maybe just a kill and like 0 damage. It doesn't make sense. Like, yeah.
Yep. So next game we're gonna be going up. We're gonna be watching Twisted Mind versus Frame Drop FTW. Now I believe these are two other teams which are both from India, and I believe that Frame Drop FTW, we're gonna be watching the former Penguin Gang players. Divyansh is bringing a slightly different roster of players this time. Twisted Mind, I think I'm getting news that they might be AFK, so there might be a walkover. We might be going for a break and skipping to the round of 8 matches very shortly. But yeah, I think going back to Sneaky Fields, the very first map. Once again, interesting draft. I actually didn't expect the Fang team to win, to be completely frank with you, because when I looked at that comp, right, it seemed like it was really hinging on a lot of hopeful thinking, to put it that way. So it's really hoping that certain mistakes happen, mispositions, feeding Fang supers that shouldn't happen, and which all of that did happen. So that was the reason why they won. But I do think that Zam did have that advantage there. So interesting to see this kind of comps come up. I think very likely that was probably something like a Fang first pick, and then going into an immediate kind of Spike Ruff's response, just to like completely say, all right, you first pick Fang, eat shit. Here's the absolute counter to everything. Because I don't see why that'd be a situation where you pick Fang into all of that. Like it boggles me.
Yeah, I definitely am for you with that one. There's no way you'd ever play Fang into a Spike, a Pam, or a Ruff. It just doesn't make sense. So, but I mean, they still won with the Fang nonetheless. So kudos to them. I think some teams still overrate Fang a lot. There are counters. I feel like Eve has fewer counters than Fang. Eve, obviously, in an open map, you know, it does struggle a lot against like the likes of Piper and use Byron, maybe even range. But in an actual map, when you have walls and you can like, you know, just like jiggle and like shoot your shots out, and then you have another spawn when the last one hits you, and then you have to deal with that. Imagine if you're a Piper, you can't deal with that, and it just gets like exponentially annoying once you have Eve supers down and they start cycling. It's like Mr. P Porter times 3, and it does damage to you over time.
That's not mince words, Aaron. Eve was just what Mr. P was meant to be, but could never be. And, I mean, unless they buff Mr. P really hard, or they rework the brawler, or they nerf Eve really hard. Which
nerf Eve.
Brawl Talk is coming, so I mean, bit of a deviation. So I think production, please update us. So if there isn't going to be a game in the next like 2-3 minutes, then I think we can go for a quick water break, maybe a 2 to 3 minute, and then we'll come back with some round of 8 matches, or maybe find a different match to spectate. But anyways, here are the brackets, and we're gonna be looking at some of these teams. We've actually got some repeat winners, obviously, which are coming back. And I remember some of these teams from even last year's editions of the tournament. So obviously, Geek Fam and Toxic Spinners, they've won first, second place before on this tournament. Dodge Gang is a team that I do recognize quite a fair bit. I do believe that they also did win one of the tournaments. I can't remember whether it was our tournament or it was FPG, but they definitely did hit first, second place before. So Dodge Gang is another frequent. The vocabulary is there. You get my point. They're a regular.
They're always there. They're always there on the bracket.
They're a regular customer. Yeah,
Regular
that's the
customers.
phrase I was looking for. And we're happy to see them. Really happy to see them. I think I met them in Power League the other day, and they shredded me. So.
Ooh.
That was quite dreadful. And yeah, I mean that's actually a pretty funny thing for me now, which is that after doing this WigglyCup thing for quite a while and since last year, right, we've really gotten kind of closer in a weird way to like the community. Like I feel like I recognize so many more Indian players that I would have otherwise just been like, okay, if you name me like Indian players, I'd be like, there's Sergeant Clash, and there's Sergeant Clash, and there is, let me think, Harry, yeah, and that's
Harry.
it. Oh, and there's Aaron, of course, but Aaron's not Indian, so yeah. So I'm just really glad that even though we have a really small community, it's a pretty tight-knit community, and we're all kind of like becoming super familiar with one another. And more exciting things to come. Hint.
Yep. Anyways, on the side of more exciting things to come, we could look for an increase in prize pool. But let's look at the prize pool for this tournament first. You know, for this tournament. Oh wait, sorry, we're in game. Priorities. The game is started.
I'm just kidding here, but yeah, already, yeah, we're gonna be heading into this match. It's gonna be Frame Drop FTW going up against Twisted Mind. Aggression coming up for Rosa. They're trying to punish this Ash, who is scuttering his ass away here. He's gonna get into the corner, but complete control gonna come out of Twisted Mind here, who are now gonna be retaining the center. X-Type actually pushing forward there, doing a nice trick there, being able to get a 3-man slow. Sandy Super coming out, and it looks like the beginning of the end for Frame Drop FTW as Rosa pushing in with a gigantic super, tanking every single thing, and X-Type gonna consolidate and score very, very quickly. 1-0 in the favor of Twisted Mind, Aaron.
I feel like the Rosa was really crucial in that situation to get that pressure off. A beautiful slow earlier on. Oh, looks like Uzi. Oh, I thought Sandy was gonna leak through and actually get a goal there if the Ash didn't position himself properly. But wow, what a solid way and a solid start to this game. Uzi gonna get a really nice position here. Gets a stun, almost gets the kill off by him. But now they're just doing a passing game, and it looks like they've scored yet again. Wow, what a strong game in favor of Frame.
Frame Drop. Frame Drop.
No, it's not.
Twisted Mind.
Twisted Mind's on that, yeah. Twisted Minds.
Yes.
I think they were like AFK and like planning their strategy just now, you know.
Well, it paid off for sure because I think one comp is better than the other. I'm gonna just say it right now. Already early aggression coming out, but it's being completely shut down here from both between Fool and X-Type, and Rosa now already gonna be walking up the ball, and it's a repeat of game 1. 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock, and they've already scored the first goal. Aaron, this is what happens when you draft 3 losing lanes.
Oh no, I feel like Ems just, you know what? I think it was a Rosa last pick, and they just didn't expect it. I think that's what happened. Wow, what a dominating performance, actually.
I mean, it's games like this that we're like, all right, let's shoutcast and let's start yelling at all the, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, but
15 seconds in, and there's a goal.
Mark my words, if this kind of stuff happened in like VSC or like ESL or like kind of big tournaments, production would miss it. So the game would be over. They'd go in and it's 1-0, right? So we got to catch some of that action.
Yeah.
And already unfortunately it's true. It's what happens. As we mentioned earlier, Sneaky Fields, snowbally map. Already a map whereby one mistake, literally the first 10 seconds, and you know who's winning, right? Like, even if you don't know who's winning, unless there's a mistake that happens, like for example, I think the most commonly, it's when the aggressing team gives up ball control and lets the opponent, the defending team, can just pocket the ball. So, in a sense, that's like the major mistake, but if you ball control perfectly, so in that game, I mean, as you said, it was a passing game. Like, they left the ball behind them. They pushed forward first, secured the position. B got a really nice 3-man slow, the gadget right in front of the base. And then they can take their time, throw Sandy super out, then someone can go get the ball, and they know 100% they're going to score because the ball control is in their hand. But the game would be a completely different kind of circumstance if, you're talking about Ems, which is going to get free supers of Rosa, he hides behind a wall, he holds down the position. So that's how, like, the Japanese would play it, right? They prioritize throwing away as many brawlers as they can, so long as they can secure the ball. Because in Brawl, the ball is the name of the game, right? And that's how they would buy time on a map that's so snowballing like that. And perhaps that is why their philosophy of this map is that it's not that imbalanced. So yeah, it's a really tricky map, and I don't fault. Unfortunately, this is partially why we moved the map pool, right? So we put this map in the semifinals, and the assumption is that the people who make it past, right, further down, would be the stronger teams, and that's why then those maps would be, in a sense, more highly contested between the teams. But by shifting it up here to round 16, it's a brutal start, and it's a brutal kind of mess.
That is the word. It's so brutal. If one misplay against a good team and you're just absolutely punished, the game's over. Just like that. Both games are over in like 3 minutes. It's crazy. Like, and if you don't play well, like, you just get punished. I completely agree with you there, Wigglyspoo. I'm just like tunnel vision on that word right now. It's so brutal. Like, if you're bad, you're out. I'm so sorry. Like, that's just how it is,
And there's so many. I feel like Sneaky Fields is one of those maps whereby it's like 10 mini games that are going on that you have to pay attention on. Like, there's the map feels really tight. Like, if you try to think of the map as like a regular map whereby every position has just like, it's very simple, right? That it doesn't work. Like, you have to factor in the absolute tiniest kinds of things, like positioning behind certain cover at certain timings, and how do you exploit that, and like even Ems, right, against that Rosa matchup, it's such a complex matchup. So typically you just some people slap and say like, oh, Ems is an anti-tank and Rosa is a tank, and then you just win that matchup. But I think Jaden would have a really long talk with you. You try to say that it's a losing matchup for Rosa, because ever since Speed gears in the game, then the matchup changes, and don't forget that Rosa has it slow and everything. And even in a tight map like this, right, I think players like Response have learned to really capitalize on how tight the map is. If you stand right next to the wall, anticipating that Ems push back, or if you just hug the wall in general, Ems never gets 3 tick shots on you, and then the Rosa always gets free control in the bush. So either way, we're heading over to Bridge Too Far, and I like the draft already coming up from Frame Drop FTW. This is a completely different type of draft, and signs of life very quickly. 2 picks are going to come up from Frame Drop FGW, and hopefully that is going to be sufficient enough to secure them an early lead that will hold them to the rest of this game. But already Byron on the left side getting a quick kill on this 8-bit. A bit of a uncharacteristic matchup that we don't expect to see, and I don't think we also expect to see Byron winning that kind of matchup. So lane swaps coming up from Twisted Mind. They're going to put the more favorable Max onto the Piper. I think this is their plan from the beginning. A bounce shot flies out from the Bell, but it's going to bounce to nowhere. But a curve shot coming up from Deviant, and that is going to stick and land, securing the left lane, which is now completely no man's land for either team. A nice pick coming from Deviant, who's stepping up a lot this game, and the first Eagle is going to fly out, but shots are going to hit air. And a bit of a wasted super there, kind of not really accomplishing much here. Maru gonna juke, Mazu, sorry, not Maru, the pro player. Mazu gonna juke to his death, and Deviant again getting a nice curve shot play. He's already out of the homemade recipes, but damage lead seems to be going in the way of Frame Drop FTW, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm so happy. I feel like on the side of Frame Drop FTW, they really know how to abuse that mechanical advantage, A lot of nice jukes and shots from Deviant especially. Look at that Fahim just almost full clipping Max right there. And Mazu going in for the damage right now. I feel like they kind of know how to play this. And Deviansh with another huge kill on the right side. It's gonna give them full control. Fahim staying alive here is super important, and he does. Looks like they do understand the concept of control, but ooh, a missed super from Byron. Oh no, that is really bad on the side of frame drop. But Deviansh, a bit of a missed position there. I feel like Fahim's supers are not really for the safe, but are more for control.
Yep.
Which honestly, I think it's fine considering the lead they have. But and yeah, and you know, Mazu just respawns every single time, and then he chips away, gets a bit of his turret, and then goes in for some damage. I think that I really like how he's been playing that.
Yep.
And yeah, look at that gadget. Absolutely destroy. No way you're body blocking that, Max. Oh wow. Nice.
Yeah, you can just imagine the conversation that's going between the players, right? He's like, alright, we need to block it, use your gadget. He's like, what? I'm dead? It's like, where is your gadget? He's like, it's on cooldown, it's on cooldown. I promise it's on cooldown. I need to walk into like the whole clip, I'm sorry. Man.
Oh.
That's a reversal.
This is the beginning of a reverse sweep. I'm calling it now. Sneaky feels is just brutal, you know.
Hey.
For that.
If the Cactus Curse is real, I've learned to never count any teams out, especially when the draft isn't as one-sided as the previous game. So already we're seeing a difference, and yup, Deviansh missing homemade recipes. That is a recipe for disaster indeed, and already massive control coming in the favor of Twisted Mind, who have won already all 3 lanes actually, and now they're gonna start pouring in damage the other way, Aaron. Is the Cactus Curse real? You tell me, Aaron.
I would like to apologize. to Twisted Mind. I mean,
you should, because yeah, I mean, damage meaning in it. Actually, this is yet another thing that happens, right? Because if you lose control on all 3 lanes, if you're up against a good team, you've lost. But okay, that's not happening. Not saying that Twisted Mind isn't a great team, but Signs of Life, Lola is gonna take a nice control, and with that nice ego coming out, actually gonna get a quick pick onto the Byron, I believe. I think this Fahim has actually been landing quite a lot of these long-range ego kind of plays, and massive damage coming the other way from Framedrop FTW, who have now complete control of the center. Mazu's gonna fall to the max speed, who's gonna take control on the right side, but the big problems, both the Lola and the Piper are still at large. Deviansh with a sliver of HP, he's gonna take one more shot, and he's gonna jump here to break the wall open for Fahim to get a pinch with Mazu, and they're gonna be able to take down this Byron real quick. Max now desperation coming out in the center, using a speed just on himself. He's gonna be able to take out the 8-bit and get some control in the center, but being pinched now by 2 people, he's actually gonna be able to control quite easily, using that gadget to kind of get out of there. But coming in from Deviant on the right side, this is a little bit of a sketchy base race situation, but with 8-bit falling, I actually think Twisted Mind are actually going to be able to twist the minds of Framedrop FTW, who have now fallen to 7%, 5%, 1%, and the last tick with the Byron is going to take game number 2, Aaron.
Wow, what a play. What a play. I really like the way they... I love how Max played that aggression, you know, even though he just did a solo speed. I was like, guys, you didn't speed me, you only speed yourself. But bro, he took out the 8-bit, he put so much pressure, he upped the pinch, and he barely fell. And now you see, you know, he knows that he has that power as a Max now, and he's just walking straight up into Deviansh's face and getting the kill. Not really, not yet, but so much pressure. Yeah, he eventually gets the kill, and with the damage get up, it's gonna get a lot more damage. But Fahim on the other side as well, gonna get almost an equal amount. And now we're looking pretty even. 8-bit and Piper are gonna pinch Max out right here. That's gonna be a pretty good move, I think. And now Fahim with a very nice gadget, a Lola Eagle. Yeah, that's what you call it. And with Mazu's turret up, it's gonna be looking pretty difficult on the side of Framedrop.
Yep, and here Framedrop FTW, they're gonna drop on the 8-bit there, but I think damage dealt where it has to be dealt. Both Piper and Lola remaining at large here. I think this is one of the strengths of their lineup, right, which is that they've drafted 3 incredibly decent DPS brawlers, and here Fahim having the best matchup of his life here actually up against the Max. I'm not sure if this is what Twisted Mind want to do, leaving the Max against the Lola here, because that leaves Piper and 8-bit completely uncontested, and with extra credits, boosted shots, 11% coming in on the side of Twisted Mind. With one more shot, this game could end. Framedrop FTW, they're trying so hard. Fahim making this desperation moves now, trying to push forward. This is the right move, by the way. He's not feeding, he's just trying to buy some space. Piper getting a nice pick, defense jumping to the right side. This is what I mean. So he's forcing as much as he can to buy space for the rest of his team. Mazu with his chunking HP, walking up with his turret. 1% left on it, and the Eagle, I think this is gonna be the nail in the coffin. You're gonna have to block every single shot, but it's not gonna be enough. Even if you block every single one, something's gonna leak through. And wow, frame drop FTW, they made my frame drops in my voice because they're gonna win set number 2, and we get to see set number 3, which is wonderful.
That is really great to see. I'd really like to applaud both teams, you know, for putting up such a good fight. And you know, I called it. They were gonna win, and they won. Maybe the Claxon curse doesn't apply. It only applies for the next like
no.
30 for the next 30 seconds after you say, you know, kind of thing. Maybe
we don't say such things here, Aaron.
Just postulation. Anyways, we're going into our third map. Let's take a look at the map pool once again. The third map, I believe it's gonna be knockout.
Yeah, right. We are gonna be heading into a Bell's Rock, which I'm not sure why this is Bell's Rock, because if this is your rock bell, I don't see any rocks on this map. This is quite a poorly named map, Supercell. Please rename it to, I don't know, 4 triangles or something. But anyways, yeah, Bell's Rock. This is a map which I think we've seen quite a lot in the BSC from quite a lot of grand finals. I have a lot of fond memories and some not so fond memories on this map. I think you do as well, right? Viral was quite summarily defeated here a few times, I believe, on this map, if my memory serves me well.
I feel like we haven't played this competitively as much as other teams. I think you might be thinking of Hashira.
Oh right, oops.
Yeah. Stu does not work here a lot of the time. Yeah. But yeah, this map, it is pretty open, but you can break, like, it's pretty, like, there are walls in the middle, right?
It's like semi-open, yeah. But
you can use like a Brock to open it up. Like, I don't know, how would you describe this map, Wigglyspoo?
It's blocky, it's semi-open, it's one of those maps whereby you can, it's the right amount of cover to run throwers and make throwers really good. It's also the right amount of cover, like, not say cover, but it's also got the right amount of choke points that make throwers and make certain, those kind of lane control brawlers pretty decent. Like Pam, I think, is critically underrated here. Most people completely forget about how strong Pam is here. Brawlers like Fang can be done, but as you mentioned, with counters like Spike and Ruffs in the pool, it might have to be a last pick kind of idea, or you just have to make sure that you bring things that can cover against it, like Sprout, I think, is one of the few brawlers here that is absolutely disgusting, because I mean, hi response if you're watching, and you're not watching, but you've seen it before. They can first pick Sprout and make it work. Like, that is how insane Sprout is on this map, because of the way that you can bounce shots and the way that you block choke points. Tick is kind of strangely like the lesser cousin of Sprout here, but at the same time still incredibly strong, and I think Tick is way easier to execute. So if it's not banned, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be seeing many flavors of these brawlers. And yeah, as you mentioned, finally it's the Brock pick, right? So ever since Brock got that nice buff merging Incendiary with his base kit, he's been able to open up the usage of that 4th rocket, or like the new more rockets star power, which is incredibly powerful. And I think Brock's still a good flexible pick as well, because, you know, you can pick it quite semi-early, and then you can decide later on whether you wanted to run jump or you wanted to run the
wall break gadget. That's what we call it.
Right. So
we call it the wall break gadget.
We call it the wall break gadget, right? So
yeah, wall break or jump. Yeah.
Yep,
okay,
this is why we're not professional casters. We don't memorize like very important names of very important gadgets. We just call it this gadget or that gadget, or in my favorite word, I call it the big rocket. Yep.
Fat rocket.
The big D. It used to be called the big D. For damage,
yeah.
right?
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Big damage. But now it's not that big anymore, right? It doesn't even boost your damage. It's just base damage now. So
very small.
So we're gonna be heading into poorly named map called Bell's Rock, and we're actually seeing yeah, there's the Sprout, but there's also your Stu pick, which you kind of said is not the answer to everything. Tick versus Sprout. Yep. This is pretty flavorful, pretty normal, I think. for Protein. And Leon, which is another pick that I think I didn't really get to talk about. I didn't really remember much of it because we only see professional teams really bring it out. So nice to see these ideas coming from FrameDrop. And oh, this is a nice squeeze coming out from both Mazu and Deviansh there, who's actually almost already clipping the lives of both the Stu and the Sprout, excuse me. X-Type actually having a really hard time against Mazu here. He's not really taking advantage of the wall bounces there, but as I said that the damage get boosted, he's gonna get a nice kill. He's gonna trade his life actually. Fine's gonna be pushing forward now. Yozu, he's actually using long dash with wall break on this map, which is very questionable. Fool trying to make not too much of a fool of himself here. And somehow it's gonna be left with Spike up against a Byron, but it's knockout boys and Smoke coming in. The guy in the center is the winner, just like how Showdown works.
Oh, Showdown vibes. You don't. I hate to see it. I don't know. I just don't like Showdown. Anyways, I think that thrower interaction was really interesting. I'm pretty sure Mazu could have just stayed alive and not died. But he got a bit too excited and actually fell there, which I think was the. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not the difference maker. It might have like allowed for him to have his super or something like that, but you know, Devian still had it. But now with Stu going down, Sprout falling as well, it's going to be a very clean first round in favor of FrameDrop.
Indeed. I think you were right when it came to the concept of reverse. No, don't say it, Caster's Curse, don't say it.
Reverse, Uno reverse.
Yeah.
Reversing the car, right?
The car.
The car when you exit the garage.
Yeah, pretty much. We're gonna see a lane swap coming out. This Stu is not having a good day, and already a reversal indeed, because Byron's gonna get a solo kill onto the spike there. I think Sprout also did contribute a couple of shots there. I'm not sure what this Sprout is really shooting at. Okay, now he's finally landing some good shots onto Mazu. Head is gonna come out on the side of FrameDrop, and I just realized that aside from the Stu, they don't actually have a super reliable way to kill Head first. So this tick is actually quite problematic of a pick here. But just as I say that, Sprout is gonna be making a very aggressive move. Baham's gonna get walled off by Sprout. This is a really nice play coming out from Twisted Mind, and with a tick left on the board, this is the perfect time to not kill him so you can farm some super, but I guess they just won the round.
Yeah, they just won the round. They're not concerned about supers. In fact, just yesterday, on a knockout map as well, I was like, oh, okay, Gene, get your super, and then he was like, 2 hits away from dying to a Sprout, so he was like, okay, I'm gonna go get super, and then he walked into the Sprout, and he dies, and then the Sprout has wall, he walls me off, and Sprout actually ends up winning that game. So maybe, charging super isn't the best thing always, especially when the round's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure that one was, but wow, we see a huge kill onto Maru there, and that's gonna give a lot of space, but X-Type is not gonna let him stay alive. Devian's getting punished for his friend's mistake, and wow, 1-1. I'm saying wow like 10 times. I'm so surprised. Like,
I'm not gonna
be happening.
I'm not gonna say anything anymore because I mean, the fact that we get to tell an entire story, I was pretty sure with that kind of position, it was impossible for FrameDrop FTW to lose it, but they did. So I'm not gonna even make any predictions anymore. And I think Twisted Mind now they're starting to untwist their mind and get a nice idea of how they want to play this game. They're putting this Stu onto the Leon, and again we are seeing Spike drop solo to the Byron on the right side. This is not really how FrameDrop FTW want to play this, and now backs against the wall, they're going to be going in this 2v1 situation. Head first is actually going to come out, and I think that is a beneficial wall break in the side of Twisted Mind. So now it's actually a really good position them taking out this first round. Mazu is the only one left alive, and the best thing you can do here is to land a shot, which he didn't, because, well, yeah. So you at least try to get some super before the next round, because as mentioned, the hit first is so strong here, and now they're on match point, set point, game point, round point, whatever you like to call it. Sprout with the supers, with the map kind of a bit destroyed. It's going to be a bit difficult to find a nice place for it, and I don't think there's actually an appropriate wall they can have. This is the best one you can do, which is putting a wall there, but just shredding through it, and it's going to tear through the tick as well. And FrameDrop FTW, it looks like they're going to be dropping more than just frames, Aaron.
Looks like they've dropped this set and this game for him unless he can pull off a miracle over here. You know, almost getting scouted out. Oh, he does. In fact, Fahim falls and...
Yeah. Every team we root for seems to lose. So yeah, I mean,
I'm quiet from now on. I'm not rooting for any teams.
Not rooting for anyone. No, not even mentally.
You know what? I'll root for the other team.
Yep, we must always root for the losing team.
Root for the opposite team.
Yep, always root for the opposite team now. Always root for the winning. No, not the winning team. Root for. Just don't root for anyone, guys.
Just forget it. Don't.
Let's just root for each other, you know. Let's just.
Yeah, your friends, you know.
Yeah, let's just root for. Yeah, I mean, so nice plays coming up from both teams there. I think Frame Drop FTW. Thanks for playing. Goodbye. We'll see you in the next cup. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad when we say it, honestly speaking. But realistically, yeah, it was a good fight. All jokes aside, it was a pretty good fight. I think they really did have some solid moments. Obviously, Sneaky feels they got completely smashed, but that was a draft kind of a thing. So, re-examine the draft, and I think you'll be able to come back much stronger. Great, and I say great again with a capital G and a T, plays onto the Bridge to Far set. That was a reversal that I think we were not really expecting. But nice plays coming out from, what's the other team called again? Twisted Mind there. As you mentioned, that Max played phenomenally in the game number 2 of Bridge Too Far combination with the Byron there, and I think with good usage of all those gadgets and speeds, he was able to really seal the deal. He was the carry, right, for that second game. And he was the Stu player as well, I believe, for the knockout set. So even though, yes, I did say like you use wall break and long dash. Long dash is fine. I'll be fair with you. Long dash is completely okay. I'm cool with long dash. Hey, don't look at me like what the hell. Long dash is fine. I'm not.
That's not what you were saying just now. That's not what you're saying just now. You're like, this guy is long dash is so dumb. What? Oh, he's gonna lose this game. And then like, oh, long dash is fine. You know, guys.
Alright, I'm a hypocrite. Right, I'm a hypocrite. Yeah.
I think I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah. You could just shut it. Yeah, it's fine. Realistically, it's fine. I think we did see some teams run it. It's definitely the harder one to run, and I still think it synergizes better with speed. I still think this map is a map that, even though you might be thinking things like, oh, where do I put it? It's against a tick, right? I'm just gonna lose the speed gear, but you do realize that there's like a place called like the behind, you know. So like if I'm here,
out of range.
It's called like out of range. Yeah, play with range, right?
Play with range.
Play with range, and if you just play with range, then put the thing behind you so you can rotate faster, right? I mean, that was the name of the game for them. They Sprout is a brawler that loves speed. Let's be real here. Like the way that Sprout and Tick they differ in philosophies is that Tick just wants to control areas, and every mine that he plays is kind of like a wall, right? And you always want to have those positions whereby you just block up all the chokes, and it's super easy in a sense for the Tick player to play, and that's why we consider Sprout to be the sharper brawler in a sense. Like when Sprout makes an aggressive move, if he screws up, he's dead. Whereas Tick can mess up a certain degree more, and he doesn't get punished for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the speed would have been really beneficial there for, not say for the Stu matchup, but more so for the entire team's rotations and for the Sprout to really come online there and get more stuff done. I also think it would help them a lot more to get that first Stu super, which is a nightmare to get on, like, you're going up against Leon, Tick, and what's the last guy? Spike.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Stu player. I don't think you're a Stu player either, right? But I think it doesn't take a Stu player to know that it's so hard in that situation. Like, oh, whoa, where are you gonna get super from? That's why you were throwing shit at the whole Stu pick, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't throwing any shade at. It just didn't work into the comp they played against. But like honestly, it still doesn't really work. I think the only reason why it kind of worked is because of Leon. But yeah, if they had something else, it might not have been. I mean,
I'm sure it kind of worked because 2v3 for half the rounds. That's the
reason why it actually worked.
And that's why people don't like knockout. I read a lot of beef on Twitter about how a certain region, a very salty region, doesn't like knockout at all. They want knockout to be removed from this game, or have it in a generation where you have either knockout or bounty, and you don't have both. Right? Because people think that they're very similar modes, but realistically, there is some level of complexity to knockout. We have to give it to that, and I do think that when 6 bans comes in, we're not gonna see this kind of very monotonous drafts, for the lack of a better word. So, I mean, I'm not throwing shade at other teams, but I think in the whole CESA region, the only team that I've seen draft very creatively and non-predictably is my team. No, I'm kidding. It's Upper Moon, right? So I've only seen Upper Moon really draft things that are kind of out of the box. Like they invent things rather than trying to just come up with the most common picks. So in a sense, I think when 6 bans comes in, which, by the way, when 6 bans hits us, it's going to hit all the tournaments, so including WigglyCup, we are going to be following that format, so prepare yourselves if you guys are watching that when 6 bans comes, you're going to choke like I just did. It's a new game. Fresh, I think, Aaron, you're super excited. I saw your tweet about it. Tell us what it's going to be like. Like, why is 6 bans so impactful?
Well, it's just certain maps have certain repeat brawlers, and it's gotten to a point where it's expected, it's stale, and we always see the same stuff, and it's super boring to just keep playing the same thing on every single map. But if you can, once you have 6 bans, right, 3 on each team, and they're all unique brawlers, you'll have a lot more variety. A lot of your favorite picks on certain maps might have been taken away from you, and the really good brawlers are not playable anymore, and you have to kind of create your own strategy in your own way. And the thing is, it's not going to be like, oh, you ban this and I ban this, so we go with this. It's going to be like 6 different bans, and every single ban that is or isn't included there will change the entire method or the strategy which you play that game with. So let's say maybe 4 of the most common bans are gone, and then you have 2 other bans, right? And then after a couple weeks, people will be like, oh, this brawler is really strong when these OP brawlers are out of the question, and then they ban that as well. Then suddenly this becomes a much more complex problem of drafting, and that's when we'll see some interesting things really work out or really work not in the favor of whoever's drafting it. I feel like this is when your total knowledge of the game and each brawler interaction really comes into play, because you need to know every single winning matchup and every single map structure, because different map structures give different brawlers, different strengths. So yeah, I'm just really excited for that. It's gonna really test every person's knowledge of the game and how to play it inside out. Yeah. Yep.
So I think before we head into our next set of matches, it's gonna be the quarterfinals. I think we're gonna take a quick water break. Water break. I'm gonna get a drink. I think you can get a drink too, right? You're gonna get some viral energy. Not sponsored. No break. Production's yelling at us. Production's saying no break. Kill the break.
Wait, can you guys see the poster on the back? It's nothing. It's just something I drew in my free time.
Yep. Didn't reach out to them. They didn't reach out to us. We're not sponsored. We are sponsored by League Pass. So thank you, League Pass, for sponsoring this tournament. As always, you guys have been great. Love you guys. They're gonna be a drafting round that's heading into the quarterfinals. So I guess let's look at the quarterfinals maps. That's gonna be the same as last month. Hot potato.
Hot potato. I was just scrimming this map today, and I love playing M's on this map. I feel like I always get a triple super, and it's so satisfying when you can get that, and then it just gives a huge amount of control. It's got damage. It's semi counters tanks. Its knockback and gadget is really good. I don't know. I just really love M's. I love to see an M's be picked here. Bali used to be really strong, but with Ruffs and other wall breakers coming into play, we see it less often, but it's still really strong. And of course, we used to see triple tank, I believe, on this map before the likes of Rico and stuff. But
I think we still do see triple tank, right? Like in
Rarely though.
Like I think if we alright.
Alright.
Damn, alright, so we're watching Geek Fam versus the Southern Cross. It's actually quite an intense series. I think we know all of these players and yeah, all the picks that you mentioned there. Drago on one of his favorite brawlers, I believe your captain's favorite brawler as well. But unfortunately, favorites aren't really the game here when you get completely team wiped by Southern Cross, who now have complete control of the center. Drago's gonna get a nice roll that's gonna trade out his life for Krishan, but as a Daryl, I don't believe that is how you really want to be playing. And a nice super coming up from Rosa is gonna snap Shufflin's head off. I think he planned to jump with the save there, but little bit slow on the fingers or having a ping issue. We're not gonna be too sure about that. And Drago's gonna get a nice run. This is what kind of Daryls really want to do, which is to be annoying and get to the back line and get your kills on the save, not really on the people. So back.
Yeah.
Wall breaks coming out from the side of Southern Cross is extremely beneficial for them. I mean, having this Crow have such a insane center control up against, like, just look at this Ems and look at this Daryl. They're like squirming left and right. They're not really sure what to do. Just letting Roses do all the work, and Roses is gonna die here, Aaron. Oh no!
All I can do is spin in a circle. Oh no, we lost the game.
Oh,
And even Rico's value is gone with all the walls gone. They really know how to play for their advantage. You know, break the walls. Don't just throw your super randomly into like weird places. Huge kill from Shafin there. Full control with Crow on the map, right? In such an open environment, it's nearly impossible. Look at that, 2 people getting tagged. He could even slow here, and Ems and Ruff could go in, capitalize. I feel like Drago's use is super limited right now. He just gets outranged by everyone. He needs to shoot through so many things. Roses is our only hope, but I don't know. It's a lot of damage coming in. I thought he was going to jump on the save, but he's opting to just, you know, hold that control, which is what we love to see. Flick getting a nice kill on Roses as well. Shafin still alive. Void trying to get up and get some bit of damage, but nope, he dies. Roses with the super. This game is all but over. Southern Cross with a very convincing first round.
Yep. I mean, I couldn't have said it better, Aaron. It's brutal that word's coming back again because win conditions, right? So let's talk win conditions real quick. I don't want to say that they got outdrafted, but I'm gonna say they got outdrafted. At the risk of doing Caster's Curse things, I'm gonna say that if Drago doesn't get 70% in the first push, they don't win. Like this is one of those situations whereby the Ems really has to get super and like they have to get this nice push in the center, which up against this Crow is kind of nigh impossible. And I think this is where there's a little bit of a misconception here, which I think Jaden can enlighten more as a Daryl expert, which is you're not supposed to play passive as a Daryl. Like in this situation when you're waiting for rolls and stuff, like you should be rotating actively. I mean, you're in the center. Yes, they're gonna get this final kill on Krishan, but as you can see, they already gotten the first wall break. So Southern Cross, even though they're trading out people, they're actually achieving their win condition. Whereas on the side of Geek Fam, getting these kills, but they're not really working towards what they have to. You know, I can have a nice roll here, and he's gonna get a nice pick onto Drago. I mean, onto Trashan here. But yeah, like, what does this roll do? He's just gonna drop and got 0 damage again. So every time he rolls in, he's just gonna feed Ruffs another super and another wall break, and eventually this game's gonna just fall apart for them, just like the first one.
Yep, that's super well put. I feel like they really need to capitalize early game. If Crow wants to walk up, let him walk up and just hide behind the walls, you know, and just let him push up and let him get deleted by a Daryl and Ems waiting in the push behind him. But they were playing like, they were just like, oh, don't know whether to go or not, and they're just like here and there feeding supers, not really deciding or committing to either, you know, playing safe or fully going in for the damage, which is what it's the name of the game, you know. As the game goes on, it gets harder and harder on the side of Geek Fam with the wall breaks and all coming in. Yeah, it is kind of an outcomp, and you are right to call that. If you don't get that damage in the first 60%, it's over. Look at that, even though Void gets a super off and tries to kill Flick, just a huge, like, the cover coming in from Crow and Rust. That's what you have when you have the wall breaks. It's just depressing to watch, honestly.
Yeah, Aaron, I need to take my medication, man. I can't watch this anymore, Aaron. It's so painful.
It honestly is, bro. I'm not.
Geek fam, this is. Oh, a nice roll coming from. All right, never mind.
But never mind.
Never mind. This is kind of be hype, but reality is there's no hype. There's only death and there's only destruction coming out from fam. Who this game, unlike last game, are gonna get 0% on the save, and you have Daryl M's and you get 0% on the save. I don't want to say you play bad, but questionable, right? So that's the name of this tournament. We should just call this a questionable cup instead. It's not even the WigglyCup anymore.
It's yeah.
I did see a lot of wiggling though. Yep, a lot of
Wiggling behind the wall.
Behind the wall and being very, very scared.
Helpless. Yeah.
Helpless.
Yeah.
Well, so Geek Fam was actually one of the favorites, I would say, of this tournament. Going, I mean, past records of WigglyCup, they've gotten usually pretty far, or they've gotten deleted by a super strong team.
Early on, yeah.
But this team that they're up against, Southern Cross, as much as I didn't recognize the name because they change name every month, guys, so we can't keep track of everything. But yeah, Trashan, Finn, and sorry, who was the last player again? But they're quite seasoned. Basically, like we've seen them around, we've seen them compete, even at the monthly finals level. I believe they're one of the teams that do go pretty far. And yeah, the draft was solid, was great. They had a great game plan. They executed pretty well. I like Stu Ruff's combination because you make it difficult to draft for your opponent. You take away that typical counter of the Ruffs, the check, and then you bring in the Stu. It's cases like this whereby I'm like thinking what with the bans, right? And going back to the whole 6 bans thing, and yeah, I don't believe it's actually possible to get completely outdrafted like that. Like, you have to be doing something really, really bizarre in the draft. Like, it's one of those, like, you know how we think of the order, and no matter how we try to permeate the order, there's no reasonable case that you get so outdrafted like this. So this is one of those cases whereby I think Geek Fam had to look to their secret drafter again. So in past editions of WigglyCup, we have inside information that a certain somebody does help them with the draft. They have a secret coach who is their secret mastermind behind their secret strats. But I don't believe he's actually helping them today. But if secret is in chat today, please give a call to your students because they need your help right now. If not, they're gonna be deleted and we're gonna be going for a quick water break, quicker than usual. Geek Fam, I know they're close friends of you, but how can they step up, Aaron?
They really need to just think twice about their drafting. I did hear that they have delay. Like Geek Fam has delay, you know, it's on Indian servers or something, but hate to break it to you, even if you were on Singapore servers and you were playing against 500 ping, you still lost the game.
You lose.
It's got nothing to do with the delay, okay?
Oh wait,
It's
let me give you a demonstration. Yeah, I mean, I'm going full comedy at the risk of guys. This is a joke, okay? Please don't get offended. I mean, I'm a bit high today. I'm making a lot of these very questionable types of moves, but you know, oh, I have delay in the picks. Oh, I picked Daryl by delay accident. Oh, look, I have delay in pick. I picked M's by accident into. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. Don't first pick M's when Crow's open. Don't first pick. You can first pick Rico, but like once again, please look at the bans and based on the bans, work off that. Don't come in with fixed drafts. It looks like that. So you know, you mentioned earlier you really love M's on this map.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you. Just like in life, just because you love something, doesn't mean you can do it all the time.
Gotta agree with you.
Right?
I mean, I didn't say I play M's all the time. I just say
I know.
I like to play, you know, and
them. Maybe they were listening, right? They were like, you know, the stream delay is not that bad. So they were like listening in. They were like, what should we pick? Let's listen to what Aaron Senpai has to say. And Aaron Senpai is like, M's. M's is my favorite. Oh, the satisfaction from getting those 3-man super double super whatever nonsense.
Super combo. That was
and let's go with it. And alright, enough making fun of our friends here. Geek Fam, all is safe in war and love. We're gonna be going into game set number 2, and it's going to be on double swoosh. Ara pushing out on the right side now. Okay, we're gonna try and cast this game actually this time. I think we're taking a long enough break, but an early control coming out from the Crow. This Crow seems to be the menacing one in this series here. The pain in the butt for Geek Fam, and nice early control coming out from the side of Southern Cross. But don't be alarmed, ladies and gentlemen, for crying out loud. This is a late game draft that's coming up from Geek Fam. They are a draft that capitalizes on exactly that, the late game. And nice pick coming out from Void there. I think with that damage gear, I believe, 2-tap coming up from the Byron. It's gonna be a nice quick kill on to the side of Geek Fam. Yeah, even though it looked a bit sad at first, but now with this super coming out from Roses, if this is coordinates well, actually Drago could have easily pulled that, but he kind of didn't really want to, but I don't think it matters. It's actually okay to save the pull here. A nice coordination from Geek Fam, and as we mentioned, that late game power is coming online, Aaron, and
Roses falling is gonna be very bad. Drago now has no damage. I just get deleted by Shafin as well with the Crow jumping in. Oh, that was disastrous. I feel like Geek definitely had that. They really were in such a good position at one point, but they kind of overcommitted. They lost the control, and I feel like they actually win this game. They're supposed to win this game.
Yep, that was a
It's a throw.
That was a throw. That was a Geek throw. So, misposition there. A little bit too excited, I felt. Kind of committing really hard on the mid, but getting about so they got 2 out of 3, but that's not really enough, and I think they overstayed their welcome. It's you really need to respect the Crow slow here, and Southern Cross actually, despite picking up that game, they're no shy to making adaptations, and they're gonna make this nice adaptation. Shafin gonna actually eat everything from the Byron, but he's gonna survive. Malaysia is gonna make him pretty low, so if Byron knows this, he can easily capitalize it. I'm not too sure why they're forcing the issue here on Geek Fam not really making the swap. Now they're gonna start doing it. A nice Malay's boosted super gonna come out, and I think the Pam here should be dropping for the crying out loud, finish him off already, and they're gonna be able to get this control on the left side, and playing very closely with the Gene here, but look very closely on the gem counter, Aaron. I mean, I know that you're a late game lineup, but you've got to make sure that you're not giving up too much. Roses is gonna get his super up, but I think they're actually gonna both drop here.
No.
Void seems to be the only thing that's going well for their lives right now on the side of Geek Fam, and they're gonna be playing for tournament life here in this game number 2, Aaron.
Oh, Drago actually falls. That is terrible. Crow jumping in with a, but very nice pull from Roses, actually keeping himself alive and killing the Crow, grabbing the couple of gems to just stay alive and in this game. Drago actually with the opportunity to pull there. Doesn't really capitalize. I would have been screaming, why didn't you pull him, at that point, but all
it's
good.
So cool because nice pull on the Pam instead. Not the ideal target. Roses doing a tactical pull here. He wants to get the heal up, right, for himself, and he needs to get the heal flick with a nice jump going in on the Void. He's gonna get that single kill now, which is more than enough pressure to be able to buy his team that crucial time, and Charlton's gonna scoop up all the gems, and I believe this is going to be the nail in the coffin for Geek Fam, who are not going to be going back home with absolutely nothing in their pockets, as Drago tries one last pull into the Void.
Oh, this is so hard to watch.
Oh, I feel like
they were just all over the place. There were so many deaths which shouldn't have happened. Not knowing how to juke a Mr. P. That is a common problem I saw.
Alright, I'll admit, I'll be the first to admit, I can't do it either. Like, I'm not great at it. Like, I can't either. But you know what I can do? I can swap lanes. I can put Tara on Pam. I can put Byron on Crow, right?
They forced Byron way too hard on Pam there at the start. And the fact is, it's much better for this composition to play with your own bush rather than to invade the enemy's bushes, because when you have your own bush control, you have the Gene pull and the Tara super, they're going to be very cautious to step out and pick up those gems. A Tara can pull you in, a Gene can also pull you in, but when you you give up that space on your own bush and you kind of get distracted on the right hand side and the matchups are wrong, it gets really messy. That's not how you want to play that match, and I don't know, I just feel like Geek Fam, it was a 50-50 in terms of draft, but execution is just not there. So
Yep.
I mean,
I think 50-50, I'd actually give them a slight advantage because even though this Mr. P is annoying for the Jhin, indeed it is annoying, the rest of the matchups are not terrible, right? Byron versus Crow is a matchup that is completely lopsided in a big way. Unless you're putting a situation where Crow does have bush control. So I think what they did in game number 2
on Southern Cross was a brilliant idea, putting that Crow in the strongest position on the map, so that even if you get the worst matchup on the map, you still have that terrain advantage, which kind of helps you even up that matchup. So it gives you an advantage that you shouldn't have. And I think that is where they need to capitalize more on team play, right? So whenever matchups are bad, this is a 3 versus 3 game. It's not 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1. Jhin Taro combination against Pam, you've got Gadget, you've got Jhin heal. It's really, I think, not that difficult to push out Pam on the left side and get control. And since you are a late game comp, giving up that mid control against the Mr. P doesn't matter. So Draco doesn't have to hang around mid all the time and, check bush all the time. He really can just commit to a lane.
Commit left, commit right, kind of thing.
Usually left, because left is the aggressive lane and you can make something work there. So Geekbang, back to the drawing board. I think consult with your super secret coach. He'll have plenty to say. My email is open as well. I'd love to. I mean, you can just watch the VOD. I think we've been casting, but when the games are this close, we get to coach live, and by coach I mean absolutely demolish your egos and everything.
The amount of sarcasm it's overloading right now.
Yeah, good fun. This is a community tournament. This is not. Yep.
I mean, Geek Fam, they're our friends,
Yeah, they're our
all in good fun. Get better. Beat the Indians.
Community rumble, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was, I'd still poke fun at them. But yeah, good friends. Actually, Aaron, you should coach them. Yeah, they're good friends of yours, right? Yeah, you need to give.
It's like it's.
Hello, Drago ah. Huh? What you mean that game you got delay? No, don't give me this kind of thing again. No.
Excuses me, chicken nugget. Okay, never mind.
Alright, production, please tell us if we can go for a quick break because I think both me and Aaron have been talking for an awfully long time. I mean, it's been a pleasure. It's always fun to make community cast sound more like a podcast. So it's like you're just having a conversation. We're not really taking this too seriously, really. But it's gonna get serious and really spicy real soon because we're gonna be heading into our semi-finals matchups when we come back from our break, which will not be too long because I know you can't.
It's like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Yeah, just take 5, right? I mean, you wanna look at this beautiful, handsome man on your right? Like you.
I won't be there. Look at the guy on your. Wait, is it?
Alright, we're gonna be right back in a bit. We'll see you for more WigglyCup action. It's been a pleasure, Aaron. Don't go anywhere if you're even watching. There's probably like 10 people.
I love you, 10.
Love you, 10 people.
Hi. I thought something was wrong with Wigglyspoo's camera over here, but it looks like he's just like absolutely dead inside. Welcome back to WigglyCup number 4. My name is Aaron Brawl, and I'm joined by Wigglyspoo. It's great to have to cast alongside you. It's more of a conversation, community casting. It looks like Wigglyspoo is like dead.
Yeah. We're heading into our semi-finals, and I'm not sure we have a bracket that we can show to say who is left in WigglyCup number 4. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I have to admit, it's been an incredibly long day, but not so much of a long cast because our incredibly large number of participants. So, if you guys are watching, you guys want to see more of these tournaments, I can assure you that, yeah, hint hint, we can only do these things for as long as like we hit certain number of participants, and as of currently, we do need help in that department. So if you guys know somebody who knows how to, you know, bring people in, give me a call. I'll pay you for it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there right now. You know, whatever participant that you can bring in, I'll give you my love and appreciation in Sing dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm not sure if we do have a bracket graphic, but I do know that we do have a map pool graphic if we don't have a bracket graphic. We're gonna be heading into our semi-finals. Semi-finals does mean we have cuatro teams remaining. So, the
this is what we saw just now.
round 32 maps. Not yeah. Get out of this thing. Just round 32. Just go back. Yeah, no, forgive us. So we kind of bolted up the graphics, but yes, we're gonna be going into our. Anyways, it's alright. So all good and fun here. I mean, I'm just so glad that we have a production manager in the first place. But yeah, so we're gonna be heading into the semi-finals. Just please ignore the round 32 and the round 16. It's gonna be parallel plays. Another one of the maps that I think you guys are really good at. And by you guys, I mean Aaron, by the way. So this is your cue to like enlighten us on like how to play parallel plays.
I'm bad at this map.
Are you serious?
Nah, parallel play is just simple. You have one on the left, one on the right, and one in the mid. It's just like 90% of the maps in Brawl Ball. So generally, you know, you defend first. So you opt for like one like solid defensive brawler, maybe like a Pam or a Gale or a, you know, Crow, whatever you like, depending on your draft. And on the right side, generally you have an aggro brawler, so like a Max, a Stu, a Mortis, whatever you like, depending on your playstyle. And based off of that, you execute your comp. Sometimes you'll have counters, like your aggro is directly countered by your by their defense. So let's say you're running a Fang and it's into a Gale, so then you can do stuff like switch it up, you know, like put the Fang on the other side and try and make a play or whatever. But generally, those are like the brawlers we see on this map. We see a lot of Pam, Crow, Fang, Gale, Ruffs, Byron. It's all the strong brawlers in the map.
Yeah, it's a really great assortment. It's a nice supermarket you've got there, and it's true. I think this is really one of those maps where team play is the name of the game, less so than so you know, earlier we were talking about how sneaky feels is. I mean, sorry, Birch 2 fights draft first, then followed up by your mechanics, right? But I think this map, it's the kind of the opposite. The draft is still important, but it's not. I think I swear, if I see another team get outdrafted again, even on this map, I'm gonna lose it. But really, realistically, the chance of you getting outdrafted on this map is significantly lower. I mean, unless you're drafting against Coup Diaz or Orca, right? But alternatively, if you're on this level, it should usually be quite even. Team play. Because it's attack and defense, as you mentioned, this is a really special map. It's a pain for production. I can let you know. So if production's listening and you're spectating, I can assure you, if you put the autofocus on, it's gonna go crazy because you can't even see all the action on the map. So we're gonna try our best to give you all the action, but simultaneous attack and defense is a nightmare. If you don't have good comms, if you don't have good team play, if you don't have good synergy, if you're not sure exactly
what you're supposed to be doing at any given time, it's a pitfall for instant losing. And I think another feature of this map that is often overlooked is the fact that the spawn is tilted. It's not in the center, which is a huge thing, because that means if you get team wiped and you lose control, it's super easy to just spawn trap you in like the corner of the map, like right here. Like, where's my frame? It's like right here.
Yeah.
You can play, and you're done. Like you lose the bush. There's that bush on this side, and like your spawn is here. If they get that bush and your team wiped, you're done. You don't need to
There's
play
two choke points, you know, bottom and above you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, so many times it's happened where, you know, a team would get spawn trapped, and that's when you kind of need to draft for stuff which is like anti-spawn trap in a sense. Like, for example, over here we do have Byron and Ross.
Yup, and
Very possible.
See one of the favorites of the tournament, Toxic Spinners, going up against Zach Lovers. Walkthrough making super aggressive moves here on the center. He's gonna get some nice control, but he's holding back a little bit up against this Sprout. Ooh, Spike hiding behind his lesser brethren, but a nice Bowser hopefully! He spots the angle and he's gonna clip the likes of that Sprout out of the Spike out of there. His plant brethren drops, and Junglin is gonna get a nice kill on the Gale here on Hot Shot. And already this poor Spike, lonely as he is, he's also gonna fall. A really nice play is coming up from Toxic Spinners there, who are gonna get a nice early game lead here. And here we're seeing the thing that we were talking about, the dreaded spawn trap coming into frame. A nice super coming out from Walter, and he's gonna actually clip the Sprout. And oh well, oh dear, is this game over, Aaron?
I don't know, just like what you were talking about, the spawn trap, I feel like that is very imminent on the side of Zach Lovers. If Sprout's not able to take out one of these brawlers here right now, it's going to be very difficult. Walk actually gets stunned. There is still hope for Zach Lovers. Hotshot actually opting to use his gadget right there to kind of take out the Lola in a smart way. I really like that. And then now they finally have a fighting chance. A nice injection hitting two of them. Ooh, looks like Gab is trying to spawn trap, but he's kind of ignoring the Byron. He gets a huge super there, getting two. Huge value, awfully even staying alive. It looks like Toxic Spinners is going to get control back in their favor very soon, especially because Sprout went on the left side now, and Zunglin's going to get a whole bunch of free percentage points on the hot zone.
Yup, and this is deceptively, it might look closer than this, but it's really not, because now all Toxic Spinners have to do is just cap off their own point, and that's basically super duper easy in their current position. They're just gonna leave Byron on the backline to soak up all those points, and yeah, it's gonna be a super clean game. So even though we see 50% on one side, mark my words, that was a stomp. And I think that began with really nice team play, as we were talking about, between this Byron and this Ruffs, right? That clip on that Spike on the left side, that actually made me super excited for a moment. But yeah, going into game number 2, I hope that we can see Zach Lovers make a comeback here with some adjustments, and already there's a different focus. They're going to be putting the Sprout actually now up against the Ruffs, which is what they planned for, and a nice two-man assault. They're going to be able to snap Roller's head off there, but as we can see, the same thing happening again. Early aggression coming up for Walkthrough, but this time,
oh my,
you better receive that as I say that! What a nice super coming up from Walkthrough. He knew the timing perfectly. Hotshot's going to try and make a desperation move, but how is this man, oh boy, still alive?
Oh boy. Oh my goodness, that play was so insane. Moving left and right, dodging all the shots he possibly could have, and then timing super perfectly. That was just amazing to watch. And look at that gadget. Beautiful play by Zunglin as well, getting the enemy zone off. But now Sprout might be a problem right now, especially if Ruff doesn't get his super to break open that side. But you know, it looks like both teams are opting to go for the harder zone first and then top it off, you know, with their own at the end, just like how Walk did it at the end just now. And it does look like Toxic Spinners have a huge advantage now, already securing the opponent's zone. They just need to secure their own zone. It's going to be the same thing, but this time obviously it's going to be in the back line, and this game is over 100%.
Yep, I think they had some good concepts coming up from Zeke Lovers, and you know, I'm gonna just analyze real quick here what really went wrong for them. The early game was honestly quite textbook actually coming out from Zeke levels. They had the right idea, but then there came that Byron play, like that super aggressive Byron play that just went unpunished. And I'm not sure if that's mechanics, because you have 3 brawlers. You have Spike, you have Sprout, and you have Gale. You don't miss. You just can't make this up. You can't miss that. Like, how is it possible that Byron's just gonna walk up on 3 of what I would assume to be brawlers that actually prefer you to walk up to them? Like, and it's plays like that. It's absolutely crazy. And I think walkthrough, he took a calculated risk. To be honest, the math was wrong. I would 100% I say that gets punished against stronger teams, but it worked out. And parallel plays, as we mentioned, unfortunately, that dreaded spawn trap, it is definitely a snowbally map. It's a map that, above all else, you cannot lose control completely. Like, as you mentioned, you have to prioritize defense first. They had the Spike and the Sprout on the left side, actually, which is considered the attacking side for the red team. And they dedicated so much of it on the attack, but instead they just got pushed back by Ruffs and by Byron, and defense is just 1 Gale against Alola. So, you know, it's kind of bad situation whereby they gamble, they double up on a lane, and it just doesn't work out, and then the rest of the game is history.
Sorry, yeah, I think it's really... Sorry, my mic was off there. I think it's really sad to see what could have been such a nice game to watch, you know.
I think the drop was good.
The drops were good, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that would have been a really, really close game, but I just feel like they didn't have the team play, like you said, you know. Drafts is one thing, but on this map, team play is just so much more important. And we really saw that at the beginning, the Ruffs and the Byron synergy, getting that early kill on Spike and Sprout right after that. The team play is just way more important than the drafts on this map. Like you said, and yeah, you just have to give it to Toxic Spinners. They did really well with some nice team plays. A huge play by Walkthrough, and as well as from Offley as well at one point with the Ruffs bounce shot. That was really nice. Not to forget, of course, Sunglin over there putting a lot of pressure on Gale and taking that zone, which is obviously the win condition.
Yep.
But yeah,
brilliant plays coming out from the side of Toxic Spinners, and that's the reason why I think they've been pretty consistent in WigglyCup. We've had 4 editions, and in all 4 editions, they've easily made it to semi-finals. In all 4 editions, except when they don't play, they've made it to, I believe, grand finals more than once. And not just this tournament, I think we also cast other tournaments, and even in those community tournaments like Friday Night Gaming, they're also pretty consistent. Like, they make it very far all the time. This is a very, very seasoned team, and I do feel a bit bad for the teams that have to go up against them, especially those at the early rounds, which we didn't really get to spectate. But nevertheless, this is the whole, like, the point of tournaments, right? You get the opportunity to go up against these strong teams, and really more so than ever, you get these moments where in a tournament setting, you learn the most, right? I mean, and it's also a great place that you can network. You build strong connections. So if you make an impression on a team here, they become a good partner that you can scrim with in future. So what I have to say is, please don't be discouraged to play if you get a bad bracket. Please come back for the next one. If you're making it very far, it's already the semi-finals. But then again, I'm speaking as if they've already lost, Aaron, but that is completely not the case. We're going to be going into our next map quite soon, and I believe that is going to be Pinhole Punts, well coordinated. And already, we're going to be seeing interesting drafts coming out from the side of Toxic Spinners, with a very interesting jump from Junglin, who's going to get his interesting pick snapped off the map, Aaron.
Wow.
That is interesting.
He means to say that's bad. Oh my goodness. That Fang was suicidal. I feel like...
Also interesting from the Fang. And already we're going to be seeing Toxic Spinners coming back the other way. Junglin punching. Oh, did he kill his teammate? I mean, he didn't. He
oh, it looks like he's lagging at this point. I don't know what's happening.
Is that lagging, or is that BM, or is that lagging?
I'm pretty sure that's lagging. You don't give mid control when you're not even winning. Wow, huge super coming in from Fang over here. Ball going in, tries to do a stun. He's not an M, he can't do that. Junglin again with the jumps. Kinda sus, but now Walk is trying to capitalize with Junglin. Oh my goodness, he just takes a critical shot to the face. And he falls. Awfully with a also a sus jump. I'm just seeing a lot of weird plays now, honestly. Oh my goodness, he almost died. What's going on, Wigglyspoo? I feel like I'm watching ladder at 500 trophies.
This is like some Licks level torture, you know, like I mean I'm trying to string the words together, and yeah, another interesting jump from Junglin, but less interesting because it's actually gonna go through there. Great opportunity spotting coming up from Junglin there. He's gonna get this nice first goal, and walk through now. He's gonna say that I can do it too, and then decide to not do it, and he's just gonna go in and destroy. Also, he's gonna jump in and destroy the side of Hotshot as well, and that's going to be game number 1 in the books. Toxic Spinners there, showing a little bit of their toxicity with a lot of interesting types of movements and interesting types of plays.
Toxic spins. It's a toxic spin.
Yeah, but that's game number 1, and by the Caster's Curse, I'm gonna say that they're gonna win game number 2. So, Zeke lovers, you know, we've got this signature fan pick coming out from our Fang player. Junglin though, this time the jump actually worked, but it's gonna pass over, but unfortunately
He died.
He died.
He couldn't clear it.
That's gonna give speed, and Junglin already now back with the jump. A slow's gonna come out, but the Fang Super is gonna fly to Narnia. Nice pick from the Spike. They're gonna get Awfully, who can't dodge a juke ball for nuts, and Shot is gonna get a hot 3k straight in. It's gonna be a team wipe, and they're gonna pass the ball left, right. Let's see if they're gonna be able to successfully force this ball in, and it looks like they're not gonna be able to, because that's not how you force balls. And I believe that is going to spell the end of Zeke Lover's run in this tournament. That was we need to come up with more. I need to bring my thesaurus. Can you give me it sounds like brutal but not brutal?
Harsh.
That works. That was harsh. That was
harsh.
Really harsh. Word of the day, guys. Guys, if you guys know any better words than brutal, please let us know in chat. But yeah, that was absolutely harsh to watch. Harsh on the eyes, harsh on the ears, and
harsh on the heart.
I don't think the draft was bad. Let's just get that out of the way real quick. You got Fang going up against Chromax and the likes of an Edgar. I'm actually not sure Fang versus Edgar matchup, but with that stun, I actually think it's possible to get kills if you have
your super. Yeah, you need your Fang super, I think.
Or is the animation too slow? I'm actually not sure. Somebody more educated than me can tell me about that, do the research and let me know. But even if that's the case, you're up against Spike and you're up against B. It might look like it's the kind of thing whereby if you jump directly on them, you get a kill, yada yada. It's like how they did it in game 2. But in reality, if you're coordinating well, try jumping into a cactus and see what happens.
There's gonna be a B3K shot following right behind you. You can count that for sure. Like, they're not gonna let any of their teammates get isolated for Edgar to get that value, you know, in a high level play. But that's why we don't see Edgar in competitive play, to be honest. It's really for that solo showdown. It's for that randoms on ladder doing their own thing. That's why Edgar is actually still in the game.
Yep.
But yeah, so I don't know how that worked out. It was good because of the pressure that Max and Crow gave. It kind of forced them back, and then when you're forced back, you're kind of isolated by that wall. And then he took that. He was good with his jumps, especially in the second game. He jumped at the right time, not blindly like he did in the first game. But yeah, I guess it worked out, you know. Toxic Spinners getting a... Is it a best of 3 or best of 5? It's a best of 3.
Best of 3, they're out.
It's over.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
the Zeke, if you're
watching, Zeke
are down, and
yeah, alright. We have our bracket here.
Toxic Spinners advance to the grand finals, and hey, you secured easily your $30. So yeah, congratulations for making it to the grand finals. Very clean games coming out, both. I would say great drafts. Not great drafts. Please don't draft Edgar in Hope Hunt. Please. Come on, guys. guys, they weren't being toxic, guys. It's a community tournament. You're allowed to have a bit of fun, right? It's like, But please, Zeke lovers, if you're watching, don't be discouraged, because the reality is there's always a start. And I think if you go back and take a good look at all of these replays, especially the parallel plays one, to be honest, like disregard the pinhole punt, because that pinhole punt really was just, simply put, I think a matter of forcing it a little bit too hard. They had control, actually, a lot of the game, because there was a lot of interesting plays that was coming out from the side of Toxic Spinners. So when your opponent makes interesting plays, then you take advantage of the int that they do and get a free control. And when you have free control, you play for control, right? It's actually alright to just hold pinhole punt, square bush in the center, similar to Sneaky Fields but not as tight. If you just maintain that center control for most of the game, there will have an opportunity where you can make plays with your win conditions. And in this case, you got Spike Super that's coming, and you got Fang Super that's coming. Those are two really, really powerful ultimates that you capitalize on, and that's what you should be targeting to get your team wipe and to get the goals in. They rushed it, definitely. They had those moments, you know, I said they're gonna pass it around, and maybe they're gonna try and make something work, maybe with the Fang going in with the stun, and then maybe they pass through and make some really nice play. That's what could have happened. Maybe that's what they were trying to go for. But at the same time, do you need to? Are you under time pressure? Is that really your win condition? Or can you actually win in a cleaner way? So that's ex-coach Spoo's little advice for you guys. I hope you guys will come back for the next tournament. Glad to see you guys play and glad to see you guys make it this far. If you guys want to have third place matches in future, which, mark my words, the only reason why we don't do third place matches is because we don't have let me just look for it. Yeah, we don't have enough this, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure if we don't have this, so that's why we aren't doing it. But anyway, yeah, so for the second place prizes, congratulations to Dr. Spinners who have guaranteed themselves the $30 SGD of second place. So if you guys want to see a third place prize, please bring more friends and bring more family or whoever your community members are and play this tournament, even if that means you're out first. Because trust me, it's a lot of fun. It's where everybody starts. And we've got more tournaments coming up soon in May, so tournaments that are actually even going to be even more fun, but we're going to tease that an announcement in future, Aaron. Who are we going up against next? I'm just gonna...
Let's look at our brackets real quick. I believe it is...
Southern Cross versus Spooky!
Spooky Gang, I believe they used to be called. Am I dreaming?
Yeah.
I'm dreaming. Okay. Well, Spooky versus Southern Cross. We saw Spooky Southern Cross just now.
We saw Twisted Mind. We didn't get to see Spooky actually. So, Twisted Mind, already a pretty decent team, pretty strong mechanically, pretty good drafts that we saw, pretty good team play as well that we saw in the earlier matches against Frame Drop, right? I'm still really impressed by that blazing fast Sneaky Field that they played, like that speed run on Sneaky Field that they did. And they were eliminated from by a team called Spooky, so don't have much details about Spooky. And also, we don't have a guy who's giving us details right now because we're short of manpower as well. So, they were able to take. If you know, you would just assume that if they can take out one team that's we consider impressive, then they're definitely at a higher level, right? At least in this today and in this tournament. And they're gonna be going up against help me, probably help me.
Spooky, and Southern Cross.
Southern Cross.
I know the people, but I don't know the team name. I have to what in the world do they call themselves this time around?
Can you guys please stop changing your team names every time? As in, I mean, you can, but I think I should probably put it in registrations in future that if you change your team name, please put your former team names as well. I think that would be pretty helpful for us, so that we can at least establish better storylines with this community, which we have.
Yeah.
So, I have no predictions, unfortunately, but if I were to assume that Spooky is on a spooky-ish level as Twisted Minds, then I think we've got ourselves actually a pretty close set that's gonna be coming up. Southern Cross, they're a team that I have seen in other tournaments. I think some India exclusive tournaments. There's been some cups that our fellow friends Bandu casted, and yeah, they play in a lot of these community cups. So they're a very tight-knit group, and we saw them completely obliterate Geek Fam earlier in drafts and in play. So looking forward to see a kind of different dynamic. Hopefully not a kind of dynamic that we saw with Toxic Spinners earlier on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to see Hard Rock Mine, you know, which is our third map, right? So heading over to the map pool again, real quick, just to give us a refresher. How many of these sets so far that we've casted has been 2-0s? Because I think today has been a lot of 2-0s, right? So yeah, I do want to see a bit of Hard Rock Mine today. Going back to parallel plays, I just hope that the benefit of being the second team to play is that you get to watch the mistakes of the first team, and then you get to tap into your inner sensei and figure out what you should be doing instead. At least that's what ideally you should do, but I'm pretty sure most people don't do that. Yeah. Either way, Pinhole Punt, another one of those maps where hopefully we get to see proper drafts, and that don't include Edger, because
Edger.
Yeah, I hope we do go to Hard Rock Mine, because that's one of those maps where a lot of the highest level gameplay comes into play. Yeah, this map is one of those. It's the same as parallel plays, right? Like, you've got a menu. Your drafts is so diverse. You pick everything and anything almost, with some exceptions. You really can make tanks work. You can make, I guess, everything but throwers, right? Everything really works if you know what you're doing here. So yeah, looking forward to that. Could we get a check real quick on the teams of why they're making me drool over the camera and wait incredibly blistering long? I'm not going to mince words today. This WigglyCup, it's not Waiting Cup. What's going on?
Waiting Cup.
Waiting Cup? No, Aaron Brawl. Welcome to the community podcast hosted by Aaron Brawl and Wigglyspoo. Here we're gonna be talking about all things Brawl Stars unrelated to Brawl Stars. And we're gonna talk a bunch of bull actually regarding what's happening hip and trendy here in Sessa. So in the latest news, we've got Brawl Talk coming tomorrow, and I'm sure there's gonna be at least one new brawler coming into the fray, which, to be completely frank, I think 99% of the competitive community are not thrilled about, because the last time we saw a new brawler, we
changed the entire meta, and it was banned every single scrim.
Yep. I think in Sessa, the statistic for Eve's representation was 100%. Like pick ban, right? You can't
if it's not banned, it's picked.
It's I think the only region that didn't have 100% was like East Asia.
Oh, East Asia, seriously?
I think it was East Asia. Every other region had at least like a massive representation in terms of like the pick ban rates for Eve, and that's a. I think they did do some emergency nerfs. When that brawler had Piper range, that was a.
You can't even see it on your screen. You know, it's like.
You can't, yeah.
You can't, like Piper. You can see the max. You know, like you can see the Piper and like, oh, that's the max range kind of thing. But with Eve, it's like you don't even see the guy and you get hit and you're like, what in like how? You know?
Hit me? How? And then
like, yeah.
And then they nerfed it, but then they gave her the second star power,
and that made it stronger again. Like, so come on. Make up your mind. Are you nerfing it and then you're gonna give it a strong star power? Like they did the same thing with Fang. Like this other gadget was just like a scouting kind of, you know what, popcorn on the floor, and then suddenly he has a stun. So he goes to your faces, and if you're clumped together, he just like triple stuns, and it's like it's a team wipe, and it's absolutely broken. It's actually like Supercell needs to rethink like how they release stuff and like try to get a balance on like builds, I guess. You know.
I mean, I think their philosophy is it's not incorrect, right? They've openly mentioned this before, which is they like the idea of releasing overpowered brawler. They'd rather a brawler be overpowered on release and then
underpowered.
gradually tone it down, because that's easier, right, to balance, rather than you have Gene. Do you remember Gene on release?
It was terrible. It crashed like freaking Android phones, I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and yeah, it couldn't even pull through walls or something, right?
He couldn't pull through walls. He didn't have magic puff, so it was this thing called pat on the back, which was worthless. Like, it was a 2000 HP heal that didn't pierce, and it was only applied onto your super, which means that it's basically bad Poco, because he takes ages to charge one super, and then after that you just use it to pull through your ally. And at the time, if you mentioned, you can't pull through walls, so if you can't
even heal your ally unless he's like next to you, kind of thing.
Yeah, like,
you're pretty much a Byron at that point.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe that they were like, you know what? They're like,
we should make a brawler like this, right?
That star power was so bad. I'm sure if we made a whole brawler's mechanics out of it, it won't be broken. And then Byron was broken.
Because Byron doesn't need a super for that to happen. He just does it passively.
Yeah.
And that's what's broken about it. If Byron had to use like a gadget for every time he heals someone, it would be nerfed down to the ground.
Yep, it would be bad brawler, like really bad. If you had to gadget for every heal.
Yeah, you only can heal 3 times, so you have to be very particular, you know. But I mean, it's an idea. Like I wouldn't mind seeing like a gadget, a Byron gadget, only can heal, right? But then you heal like
double,
like 3,000 health,
wait,
you know, kind of thing. Can you imagine that?
I don't think we need to imagine that, because it exists.
Like the Byron super is one thing, but imagine a gadget.
No, the gadget exists. It already does, Aaron.
Yeah, but that's not 3,000. That's like.
Oh, it's 3,000.
Is it 3,000?
Aaron, it's 418 times 3 times 3.
Isn't it like 40% less?
Yeah, but that's still 418 times 3 times 3. 3 ticks and 3 darts. So, production, this is where we call upon your help to do some quick math for us. Let us know if our math is correct, but Brawl Talk is happening tonight. So thank you, chat, for letting us know. There's a lot of things that we are looking forward to for that.
Oh, it's tonight!
Yeah.
Damn, okay, I'm excited.
Yeah, at this rate, you know, wait, is it gonna happen at 11? Because if we're gonna still wait for semi-final 2 to hurry up and start, then
I'm just gonna ditch this and watch Brawl Talk at this rate. Like,
we're just gonna stream the Brawl Talk at this rate, guys.
Yeah.
We'll do a this is now a reaction stream, alright? Ditch the tournament for like 1 second. Like,
oh my gosh, they released 2 brawlers. That's so broken.
It's happening at 11 PM again. Chat, if you guys are
alive.
Mash, help us out, Mash,
come on,
Mash. So we've got
a
situation. Participants are going MIA, and I think this is the part whereby I think some discretion has to be made. We'll let democracy decide. Chat, if you guys want to wait and let them play, because I think when players go missing, especially for semi-finals, that's kind of sad, because to end earlier and all, and you know, if we end this tournament before Brawl Talk, that's a great time for everybody, right? But at the same time, I do think we do really want to see this match come in.
Wow, look at that production coming in clutch, showing us, you know, 45 minutes until Brawl Talk premieres. We're gonna see 2 sisters. It looks like, what is that? Is that Spike?
Yeah, it looks like a Spike.
It looks like Spike on like wheels or something. I don't know. I can't.
It's Kung Fu Kenny's cosplay of Spike.
Wait, serious?
No, I'm not. I just say Kung Fu because it looks like a, you know, those typical like Chinese film. They have like Bruce Lee, right? And then they wear like that bright yellow striped skin tight spandex, and that looks like the same thing. It's like, except this is not bright. It's a blue spandex kind of spike, and yeah, it looks like the hammer has dropped, and admins are coming in to let us know that we're gonna be moving straight to the grand finals because unfortunately, I believe Southern Cross are going to go MIA.
Forfeit,
and
yep.
that is gonna put
One of the players are not able to play, so they will forfeit that match. And we will see Spooky, which we haven't watched the entire tournament, progress on to the grand finals against Toxic Spinners. I want to see Toxic Spinners troll and then throw the game. That's actually what I want to see. I want to see them play like Squeak and like Edgar and Shelly, and then lose to Meta Brawlers and just forfeit that $90. That's actually what I want to see. So.
Oh my god! You know,
Yeah.
it's not in the rule book. There's nothing about intentionally playing bad. I mean, I'm not saying intentionally playing bad, but there's nothing wrong against limit testing. That's my philosophy, right? Some people will call it match fixing, but you know, you hear it here. I'm giving you permission. You're allowed to random your first pick. You know, that's something that we did in our in-houses, and it was awful fun.
Yeah.
You build it forces you to be creative, right? You start with a random pick and then you draw from there. So I mean, we're talking as if Spooky might be a team that's gonna get destroyed, but I think that's only because of the fact that they're untested. We've not seen Spooky reach the grand finals before. They are very new, and they definitely may come across as the underdogs in this match. Dr. Spinners, they are monthly finalists. The roster itself is monthly finals, not just ready, they are qualified. They've actually made the top 8 before, and they forfeited for interesting reasons, I believe. So the same reason, I think, why we have a walkover going on here. It's probably the same thing. Someone couldn't make it, right? I'm sure that's the reason. So they forfeited their monthly finals slots, but they definitely are a team that is more than capable of reaching the grand finals. They have that skill for sure. So Spooky is going up against, relatively speaking, a top 8 standard of the region, and that's nothing to scoff at. Maps wise, I believe the grand finals match have not changed from the first WigglyCup that we had. So assuming you actually watch the streams, you should kind of know what Toxic Spinners enjoy playing, considering that they have been in many of the cups. I'm not sure if they won the previous one. I don't think they did, but actually they did. It was up against Extra Toxic Boys, right? Or was that against Free Money? No, it was against Free Money. So it was 2 cups ago that they were here. So, but either way, you've probably seen them play on WigglyCup a lot, and there should be quite a lot more data to analyze. I think that is an added advantage. High-profile team doesn't always mean a good thing. It does mean that you do have
your strategies are leaked, you know, like people see that you like to play that, they know that you play aggro, you play these brawlers, and they ban them out, they play counters, and suddenly it's not so comfortable anymore. So yeah, like I really hope Spooky do take take this advantage and like make the most of it. Obviously ready up first so we can like start casting.
I mean,
and then you know,
let's go to the map pool real quick just to give a quick refresher to everybody on what that we're gonna be for the grand finals.
All right. Looking at the map pool.
Yeah,
we have a very tired production manager. Okay, he's awake. Map pool. Map number 1's gonna be Crystal Arcade. What are your thoughts?
Please don't go mid. That's my PSA. I get very angry watching people play this map and prioritize the mid early on. It's a side lane kind of dominance map. Bush on the side. That's just the way it is. Drafts are quite static. It's a relatively symmetrical map. There's not too much advantages. Like you can't just predict like parallel plays which lane you're gonna go. So I'm expecting to see a lot of lane swaps. I'm expecting to see once again, team play, pinching is of the essence here, and whoever gets complete control of the side lanes will dominate.
Yep. I really love, don't quote me, I really love M's on this map. Like,
Ah.
Epic is that one brawler, right? Like, when you get that side control like you were talking about, it's really, really hard to take it back. Like, even if you're against a crow, you know?
I mean, you know what? I'll give it to you. Anyways, moving on.
This guy is too lazy to try and argue,
I'm
bro.
gonna feel your love and affection for
Okay, let's go. Next map. It's Super Beach.
Super Beach, which is probably known
Brawl Ball.
Super Stadium. Super Beach is a classic map, right? Another map that I think a salty region in the world has also mentioned they want this removed because of how easy it is to get draws.
Go into overtime, yeah.
Yeah, because it's true. I mean, we don't really consider it because in CESA nobody really plays at that level whereby they kind of just pretty much go super aggressive, I guess. You know, nobody really plays this hyper passive type of style here. But yeah, look at that. There's left lane, you've got pocket, right lane, you've got a pocket. Plenty of corners you can pocket, plenty of walls you can put the ball behind. So it's, I do get the sentiment, right? It's definitely a map that you can draw in, but drafting wise also, I think it's difficult to get a solid like 3-lane advantage on this map. You always concede one of the sides, like that's the priority. You always want to draft the lane that wins at least half the map, and then you want to just break even for mid, so that you don't just get steamrolled on both lanes and just get completely trapped in the base. Alright, since you mentioned your favorite pick, is your favorite pick also a favorite here?
No, it's not M's on this map. I think my favorite pick on this map probably would be Sandy. I think Sandy is super duper strong on the side lane. Once you have your Sandstorm down, that is an overtime win condition. You know how often this map goes in time anyways. And Gale also is super strong on this map. But you know, talking about the topic of overtime, actually Brawl Ball is the most frequent mode to go into overtime. Like just in general, you know.
Isn't it because it's the only mode that has overtime?
I mean, okay, payload also has overtime, but I mean, go into a draw.
Payload.
Let's forget about that. Forget that I even said that sentence, okay? Brawl Ball is one of the only modes that can end up in a draw. And then you just have to keep playing over and over and over. And Brawl Stars is a game where most matches end within 2.5 minutes. And so like Gem Grab has a countdown, so there is it's a fixed amount of time. And then to end up in a draw, it's very, very difficult. You have to have like both teams, like everyone dying and then 0 gems on either side, or a draw number of gems. For Brawl Ball, it's super easy because you just need no one to score and a complete stalemate, and you just waste a whole lot of time. Like even for knockout, you know, you have Poison Clouds, Bounty, you have the blue star, which will never end in a draw now. And then actually even knockout, I actually played a knockout today and we ended a round in a draw. Like I'll show you the screenshot. It's wild, but
yeah.
But like, Brawl Ball, it's a problem, you know. It's a really fun mode, but it's a problem.
I think for maps like Super Stadium, it's definitely not a problem we'll suffer at the community level, which is great because nobody actually sees the value of playing passive. Nobody sees the value of technical decisions in a sense. Like you basically stall out the game, right? Like if, for example, you see that your comp is it's a comp that doesn't actually win over time, but it also isn't a comp that gets a significant advantage early on. So you just kind of have to just wing it and just go in every time, hope for like a nice moment, breakthrough, get the first goal, and then you pocket the rest of the game. But if that doesn't happen, you're cool with just playing passive and just pocketing the ball and just waiting as many games as you need for that opening to come through. And when two really skilled teams are playing, that tends to happen a lot, and that's why this mode is what it is. But that being said, it's also super rare to see two teams that are equally skilled. And now with draft, it's also super rare to see a draft that kind of has that much stability if that makes sense. Like, you don't see two drafts. There's always a draft that's sharper than the other. There's always a draft that's just waiting to make a mistake, or there's always a draft that's just solid in the way that it plays. There's a very, as you said, Sandy with Sandstorm. We're not in an era anymore whereby we just have Barleys on both sides, Surges on both sides, and you just AFK half the game. Like that's that it doesn't happen as much, but it still can happen. So interesting. We're gonna see interesting stuff. And moving on, we've got Flaring Phoenix, I believe.
Map number 4. Yeah.
I really question the naming scheme of most of this map. I mean, I don't know, which part?
Number 3.
Where's the Phoenix or the Flaring or where?
Maybe it's like a red boxes. Make it like a flaring.
Or I mean,
red
I'm trying to
name.
Okay, look. If you
Uh.
the shape of the bush on the right looks more like a duck, less so than a phoenix, and the shape of the bush on the left side it's kind of like a rabbit. So I don't know. I mean,
We should just call it duck rabbit. You know.
duck rabbit. All right. So duck rabbit. Grand final map number 3. I'm a bit of a loss of words of how to really describe the drafting scheme that comes up to this map. I know that early on, people were really hyper prioritizing brawlers like Tick. Like they say that Tick is basically a super easy way to draft, and it's like the way to go, right? And so the love
Finally.
we're finally gonna go into
For the love of Claxon, we have started.
game number 1, and already we're gonna be seeing things that I asked to not happen already happening. And Walkthrough is on his signature Fang pick, so this is something that is gonna be pretty terrifying for the side of Spooky. But they do have good answers. All Spike. No, how did this happen?
Oh my! Why did you waste your Gale Super? And he's stuck. Celestial could have had such a good opportunity to just finish Walk. A bit of a whiff, but he still manages to find the kill. Oh my goodness, is the Fang about to kill a Gale? What?
Oh, okay. And he's getting out, okay. I mean, casting 101, right? We're just gonna say okay for half the cast, but yeah, realistically, I'm lost for words because yeah, as you mentioned, those are two brawlers that don't die to Fang, and Junglin is going to in, doing the interesting plays, and he's gonna get a chance, I believe, to Spooky. It's almost as if they decided to give away this game and just reset. Or that could be a disconnect. I'm not too sure what happened. We're gonna be seeing. Yeah, Junglin's a bot, so that was a complete disconnect. And unfortunately, there's gonna be no do-over. That is not the way that you want to start your match. But yeah. You were saying that the Gale Fang interaction.
Yeah.
You don't kick Gales.
You should never be in range of a Gale. Ever. Like, you literally pick Gales to counter Fang. Why are you losing?
Yeah, and are they gonna swap? I don't mind if they swap. It's cool if they swap, I think what the other thing I want to see is I want to see them double up. This is what I mentioned. The game. I don't see either team doing it, and that's the part that's confusing for me. And despite the fact that neither team are doing it, yeah, this is why you do it, because then Fang's just gonna get complete control on the right side here. And now they're gonna be starting this double up kind of a thing, but they're not really committing to it. They just need to heal up on the Gale and push up. And Awfully has been playing awfully good, and so has Walkthrough there. It looks like a repeat of game number 1. He's gonna kick the other way. Spooky Hour is gonna try to scrap sucker his way out of there, but it's not gonna be good enough. Junglin also can't dodge curveball, but he's not gonna drop here. A nice spawn trap already mounting up from Toxic Spinners, but all hope isn't lost yet. There's still definitely a lot of things he can do if Spooky decide to actually start doing things. Walkthrough now, he's gonna have his eyes on that tower. He's gonna start to chain it. 1 super, 2
Wow.
the nice Hurricane there blocking that second. It's gonna be wasting a lot of the Toxic Spinner's time. And now, finally, do we get to see Spooky come back into this game, this Gale getting control of the right bush for the first time. And he's not...
Nope. Nope. No.
Nope.
You just healed up and full HP, back with full control on the right side, and in fact Spooky Ares actually falls. Walk goes for the kill. 10 gems on the side of Toxic Spinners. this game is as one-sided as I thought it would be.
Yep, it looks like we are definitely going to be able to watch Brawl Talk on time tonight. No disrespect given to Spooky here. Don't worry, there's still a game number 2 you can play, and I do want to see some adjustments coming out here. I think between games is the best time that you can kind of figure out like what went wrong and stuff like that. And if they have this cast in the background, know that we are really rooting for you, because I don't want to see toxic spinners just roll over every team every single time. I do want to see some competition. So here we're gonna be seeing once again same story, Gale going up against the Fang for the 3rd time, and I think Gale has the different idea now. He's sticking towards the mid. That's 3 kicks coming up from the Fang already, so Fang is pretty close to super, and Awfully has been playing really well actually. Like, I mean, oh, that's a really nice melee super.
Oh my goodness, walkthrough is unstoppable. That guy is just like, I'm just gonna sweep through everybody. Oh my goodness, that's almost a team wipe. Actually, it is. And he's probably just like 1 or 2 kicks away from his next super. Oh, just 1.
Yep.
And actually just go straight into the Gale. Oh my goodness, the disrespect. Oh, he actually almost went for Spooky Aris again. This guy is like limit testing like Paper X in VCT. Oh my goodness.
Wow, indeed. Except it's not as if they're up against Zeta Division. So, well, let's get this straight. I mean, the draft is not one-sided. This is a mechanical domination.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to be quite straight about this. They have us there. This is a solid draft that's coming from Spooky, but unfortunately, the mechanics aren't really coming to it, and neither is really the game plan, so to speak. I'm not sure if that is delay perhaps going on, benefit of the doubt obviously, but even with delay, you can just tell by the positioning of how each of them are positioning, you know, like concept as I mentioned. This is a map where you do need to double up. There's just no way around it. Byron can kind of indirectly do it just by, you know, dropping a few heals on the side lane, so that's how Byron really supports. But for stuff like Pam, the way you do it is you just put yourself
there on the side lane, literally force the Fang out. Like, we're talking about the right side here, okay? We're not talking about going up against the roughs, because the priority is to get Fang out of the bush.
Like, it's so long as you get it on one of the lanes, that's the most important thing. You can't give up both. You just can't. And yes, I mean, I guess if you have the assumption that Fang, that Gale can go up against Fang 1 versus 1, you're gravely mistaken actually. Like, I don't think we're giving Fang enough credit here. It's difficult actually to get full shots as a Gale in those tight corridors. That's why you do need to coordinate and get that nice squeeze that's coming out, right? You know, I mean, just because Gale lands 1 or 2 shots, the Fang can still just easily walk up and push you out of the bush and you know, get a bunch of supers. And if he gets super before you does, your matchup's officially like pretty complicated at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Toxic Spinners take map number 1. I think this has been quite expected, and I think the adjustments that have to be made. The thing is, when you're up backs against the wall like this, like when you're GMD up against FWA, you really have to pull out the best draft that you can pull. Like, whether you go to your comfort picks, stuff like just whatever your team plays well, and then things that you know that work, rather than just trying to prioritize like getting a significant draft advantage, because draft advantage doesn't mean zap if you don't know what you're drafting for, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, times like this, I think just tap into your strengths and hope for the best. And by hope for the best, I mean hope for some interesting plays that come out from the other team.
Yeah, if they're trolling, just capitalize on it and just like destroy them. Please. I'm begging you.
Please.
Toxic Spinners is just getting way too much, I wouldn't say respect, but they're just like, just breezing through every single WigglyCup. Like, we need more competition. We need like a Southern Cross, you know, kind of thing. We need you, Spooky, to just like show them that just because you have mechanics doesn't mean you win every game, you know. I'll drop them and just like show them who's boss. Super Beach, it's gonna be a pretty tough one to draft, I would say, especially if you don't know the picks. But assuming you do, and if they're going with like a dynamite or something, just go straight in for the counter. Like, don't even give them a chance. You know, I really hope for a much closer Brawl Ball game, to make it more interesting.
Don't be tilted at all.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, the two casters today have been quite harsh and toxic.
Harsh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, in the way that we kind of have been throwing at them, throwing shade at every single team. Geek Fam probably got the biggest roast out of us. We're not gonna team here in this case because really it's difficult. I have my deepest respect for the teams that don't give up and play cup after cup after cup, and Spooky has shown up in several weekly cups, and now you see with a little bit of luck
You're in the finals.
already in grand finals, secured easy $30. Thank you, League Pass. And they're getting stronger and stronger. The draft wise, as I said, was not the problem, right? Unlike a certain team out there, which the draft was absolutely the problem. So yeah, we're gonna be heading into round number 1 of Super Beach, and Toxic Spinners, you cheeky. That is very toxic.
Oh my goodness.
Punish. Alright, I'm rooting for. Yep, that's the first pick coming out.
Let's go. Okay, guys, come on. Okay, I'm just gonna be trying. I'm just gonna be a
Slow. Okay, good.
Fast. Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
Okay. So
Okay.
what you need is you need Gale to be hyper aware. Okay, because Gale is the one that can almost completely dominate against Primo and Edgar. So you always need to be aware of your positioning.
Yep.
And you can't die. That's my point. You know, you're a Gale.
Bottom line.
You counter both the Edgar and the Primo. Pinch together with your team with the Barley. Barley basically has free control. You should not be getting to a range of a Primo like that.
It's a nice kill though. I don't mind that trade. As you mentioned, the key here is that we've got this Gale that says to stay alive. He's holding on to the super, which is nice. A good super coming out from the Byron. That's Celestial with a nice play, getting that nice splash onto the Byron, and you know, back to the lanes. You're hitting quite a lot of shots here, so this is gonna be quite. This is the time I'll be able to see the Gale. You can't land super like that. That's He's gonna grab the ball, pass it to Primo. He's gonna toss the guy over, jump to the other guy, but a nice pushback from the Gale to save this game and save our soul one last time.
Okay.
1 minute on the clock. They can still do it, guys. Come on.
One goal.
Come on.
Overtime would.
Overtime.
You win overtime.
You win OT. You actually win OT. Actually,
You just need ball control.
They
They do. They just need ball control.
There's a
They
need.
do. They do.
They don't. There's a need.
Oh.
You jump the Byron.
What if the Byron hits shots?
Okay. If the Byron hits every shot,
Every shot, like you got it. Like go, like just capitalize.
Okay. Okay. No. Okay. That's decent. That's decent. All right. This is so toxic. Can you give them the ball? For crying out loud, that's so try hard. Oh my god, guys. This is WigglyCup, not BSC. Germany, don't do this to them.
What is he even doing? This.
And game the ball is over Toxic Spinner. Yes.
I'm depressed.
I'm really depressed actually. I'm not kidding. This is it's going down in history.
Okay, lesson learned. Okay, you guys held so long. You know. Okay, as we go into our next game.
Yep. Which production?
Yeah. Okay, as we go into the next game, you guys know that Gale cannot die. Okay, Gale.
Are we gonna go into the cave and the next thing's gonna happen is straight away we're just gonna see 1 goal?
Okay, no. 50 seconds down.
Coming up on the side.
Yo, Jaden.
Spooky walking up, Jaden. He's gonna score.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay, guys, got it. Come on. Barley super. Let's go. Super mid. Gale, get control. Let's go.
Nice. Good slow coming up from Spooky RS. Walkthrough is kind of doing the interesting thing that we were talking about. We've got a bunch of little babies that's gonna be coming straight, and Byron's gonna eat it. And by eating it, now he's gonna be eating by a nice.
Okay. I like it. Stop auto aiming, please.
Can't really get the cleanup, but a nice tap from Celestial that's gonna be able to take out.
Oh, I love the gadget. I love that gadget.
Alright, just don't give Johnny the ball, just pass the ball up. That's
Okay.
Right, and this is gonna be an open goal. He's up against an E, but the E doesn't have a shot to get to this spot. It's okay because they're already 1 up, and all they need to do is to hold onto the position, and they should be fine. We've got a bunch of screaming kids coming out, which can be easily dealt with if they just help this poor Byron for crying out loud.
Oh no.
We've got 3 people, but a
Okay.
9-man start.
Oh.
Yara trying his very best, but it's not going to be enough. Unfortunately, Harik pins those block shots, Aaron, and walk through. Now jumping in with a super.
Okay, let's just come on, funnel the Gale. I think that's the win condition here. You know, you funnel the Gale as a Byron. Oh my goodness, Celestial almost going down to the Eve star power over there. Okay, they just funnel the Gale, you know, stun, nice stun coming in. Okay, protect your teammate. Okay.
Nice super, spamming.
Ooh. What a shot! Let's go! I love to see it.
Beautiful.
What a game! After getting absolutely destroyed the first time around.
Production has given up. Oh,
Production is so tired right now.
well done.
It's okay.
It's okay. We're gonna be going into our game number 3. Awfully squaring off against Celestial again, and you know, I feel like I've seen this like those videos and Primo giving quite a lot of space. Unfortunately, Gale abandoning his duties just like how I abandon my studies sometimes and abandon my life choices. He's completely abandoning his entire team, but it works out because the ATM super, I guess it wasn't really abandonment if he was trying for that kind of play. Celestial really low. Spooky RS is gonna be pushing up, but a nice heal from Celestial to keep him alive. But Celestial, he himself wants to go join the Celestials, I guess, in heaven. As
Spooky RS. Oh, Spooky RS! Does he get it in? I think it's on the line. He wasn't really close enough.
No, that's no way. Look at the angle. That angle doesn't even make sense. Like
No, like it literally can go in, but you need to be a bit closer.
He's not gonna demonstrate how that's done.
Yeah, I mean it's not the final goal.
It's not.
But you can stand basically in the corner of that L bush and super it straight in.
Alright, we've got Bali mid now of all places. I guess it's the safest place in the formation, and a jump coming up from Junglin, but
slow
setting up this hurricane. Okay, good catch on the ball there. Awfully wanting to make a jump in, but a cornered ball already is there, and that's gonna be able to secure the last minute of their lives. Spooky, hold on.
Hold on. Oh my goodness, I can't. It's so scary how he just walked into the tank space. We need some heals from Byron over here. Establish some mid control. Super coming down from Celestial. No! There's no super coming down, they're just dying. Oh, both being. Oh my god. Oh, you can literally just kill the things that are chasing you, bro. It's okay. It's okay. They still got this. 30 seconds to make it work. Double tanks coming in. You've got all your gadgets coming out.
Okay,
So does fall.
Every gadget at the same time, but yup, this is still a nice position. Actually, putting the Gale in a forward spot. They're trapping the Primo a little bit, but the one match.
Oh my goodness! He missed the Gale super because he was mid-air. How unfortunate. Awfully, he's just gonna pass it out to Junglin. Ares does not have enough DPS. It is 2-second sets in favor of Toxic Spinners.
So
I'm so depressed right now. I was like, my feelings were played with.
I think I can't even call this caster's curse, because at this point this is not even a cast. We're trying to play the game. You know, we're mentally playing it.
Yeah, I'm like go there. You know, like super there. Heal this guy. Press your super button. Oh.
It's the kind of thing where I low-key want to see the replay from the player's perspective, because that was a goal, right? The Bali, it was open goal. He tried for it, the super shot, and then we didn't see if the shot could have gone through. Yeah, I mean that was
close.
That was interesting. It's depressing from a caster's perspective, and both from a ex-pro player's perspective, because we could definitely hype this up, right? Like we could pretend that everything is great and that both teams are playing
a good fight, putting up a good fight, you know, and
punching, you know, like blow for blow. But this is torture. Toxic Spinners. Toxic Spinners are, I mean, to be honest, they're not being too toxic about it, right? They're not spinning, they're not thumbs downing, they're not doing things that would be traditionally called toxic. All they're doing is the fact that they are strong. That's the key. And when I like to spin this in a positive way to make people realize that, you see guys, that's why you need to get strong, like toxic spinners, so that you can play Edgar in every map and win, and so that you can just be a primo, just jam the forward movement and just run straight at Briley's and not get punished by anything. There were adaptations made by Spooky throughout the entire game. There were so many adaptations.
Kudos to you guys, for trying to adapt and not getting destroyed the same way. And you guys even managed to get a goal from that. But I don't know. I think a bit more of the adaptation side of things.
Yep.
The identifying the win condition is very important. How are you guys gonna win? Who's the most important person in your team who, like, no matter what, can't die? Who's the important person to kill on the enemy team? Like, all of these are questions you should ask before the game starts, so that when it comes to execution, you can have it as clean as possible.
I think the other thing is that Eve is enough said. You can pick
Eve is
any...
open. Yeah, Eve shouldn't be open.
And you give Eve first pick, you better have a good plan against it. If you forget about it, then unfortunately that's just setting yourself up to be punished. No pulling punches here. I can imagine that it was kind of like we first pick Eve, let's just pick whatever we want after that. Like, honestly speaking, because that's the strength of Eve right now. And I think in maps like this, Eve has a range disadvantage against Byron, but the gap in the Super Beach mid is really short. It's tiny. And when it's that tiny, then the range deficit doesn't matter. Eve is just absolutely busted. It's crazy. Like, nobody in that map could lane him there. Not even Byron. And that being said, we're gonna be going to knockout, and let's find out real quick whether this knockout set will seal the deal for Spooky, who seems to be having a very, very, very significantly stronger draft here. Aaron, what do you think about this Shelly Pig? Who's about
my goodness, they definitely have a stronger pick, but it looked very scary at one point. The game started over just because of the draft, as always.
It's definitely not, but as we mentioned, we talk about this baby producing overly fertile alien thing in a spaceship. And like the whoa, Jaden making some early moves there, shooting the same place 3 times. He needs to overcheck that bush there. Going up against this Squig, the laning setup is a little bit weird. Spooky Ara is gonna get jumped there. Junglin actually using the shield gadget. Wow.
Oh no, this is not looking too good. It's a 3 versus 2 situation. Jaden's actually gonna fall down.
The heave effect. Actually, this is surprisingly a situation where I think they can clutch this up, especially because Awfully is totally not going to join in this fight. Celestial's just kind of gonna walk to his death.
Oh no, this game's over. This round's over. This round's over. Okay.
It's just a round, right? It's just a round, Aaron. I mean, you've got a better comp. Fundamentals of this map, I think you still need to respect lanes right now. I'm seeing an empty lane, and already devastating super is gonna come out. Spooky Ara is gonna get slowed. He's hiding in the back line. Luckily, they don't see him. Junglin eyeing the side lane like a what's the word? Like a vulture waiting to. Oh my goodness!
Wait.
How does Eve? You heard it here first, ladies.
How? How?
Awfully good super there, and then immediately popping off with the clay pigeon. Turns out when you've got a boomstick that can shoot down pigeons, that is one way to kill a baby laying completely overly fertile mother. And toxic spinners really trying very hard to really
make the comp work. Wow.
Make their comp work. Yep, they're very comp. And now we're gonna be seeing a change in the setup. Piper's gonna be going on the extreme left away from the Edgar, which is a great adaptation. And now they're gonna be squeezing out Awfully. And yeah, this is looking a little bit more like Brawl Stars. A nice jump away from Celestial there. That is also looking a little more.
Oh my goodness, that is no. Walk has no right to get Piper right there. Oh dear. Actually dropping the super on Celestial. Now he's looking to capitalize, but Jaden's not gonna allow it, but Zhongli also jumped in response. He dies mid-air. Oh, and now it's Walk versus Jaden, and it's all down to mechanics, honestly, at this point. Oh, Walk actually HP. There's a chance.
There's a chance. Alright, guys, everyone keep quiet. Alright.
Oh no, that's my hit! That's the.
No, there's still hope, there's still hope!
Sigh of relief. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Alright,
they're still in it.
Here. Similar story now. Nice. They're trying for the squeeze here on RS side. Shelly is gonna be shooting backwards. Actually, there's this strange vision gadget going on here. I'm not sure how useful that is beyond actually helping Edgar scout out what's happening here. Walker's gonna be making a little bit of an adjustment, moving over to the right side of this map. They're kind of conceding the center push here, but no real aggression coming up. PBR is one hit away awfully. He's gonna get tapped out by the Piper here, and max speed coming out. Jungling jumping in here, but
oh my goodness, gets two!
Yeah, there goes the win condition, but the other win condition, Max versus this Edgar matchup, and I think if Max still has gadget, this is still gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, this is fine.
It is.
This is fine, right? It's fine. Jungling, just walk in the smoke. Just walk in the smoke, Jungling. That's the way you're supposed to do. Yeah, just walk in the. Wait, is he actually trying this?
He's trying. Oh my goodness, he doesn't know.
They can't run in smoke. Yeah, I'm dumb.
I think it's gadget. Yeah, he has got his gadget.
That's actually a really nice play
Wow.
here. Jaden.
Wow, I love it. Jaden, I love it. That was beautiful. Good job. Kudos, you deserve that win. That set win, I believe. We still have one more, right? One more to decide whether Toxic Spinner stays in this. Takes home the win, sorry, not stays in this.
Pulling up in the mid lane already. Spooker is gonna take two very huge hits from the squeak. Awfully, very gracefully dodging out all the shots, and now he's gonna be using Clay Pigeon. He wants to give a Piper impression now, but Piper already getting the first super. It's gonna open up this map, which is gonna give a huge lead for them in terms of the environment. And
wow, look at that movement by Awfully. Did you see that?
yeah, I saw that. I saw three people shooting the same place. That seemed like a big to me. Jungling's gonna be creating another jump, but unfortunately Max has speed and he's gonna drop here. It's gonna be a 2 versus 2 matchup now, and yep, Aaron.
Nice.
Nice.
That's what Zeta said. Like the entire Valorant VCTs yesterday. There was their trademark word was nice. And yeah, we'd love to see it. Now Spooky with going in again. Max, Piper, and Eve against Squeak, Shelly, and Edgar. Huge super coming in. Gonna look to capitalize. Jaden's gonna go down 60 HP. Awfully, it's all about whether he can hit his shots here. They're all one shot. Slasher with the super tank. Nice. Wow, and Spooky Aris.
That's Celestial. Great job using your children to body block for you. That is, you know, when they designed Eve, they're just like, we need to. Oh, Jungling, is he gonna make a one play, but he's not even gonna do anything.
Oh, that was very scary for a second.
Yeah.
That was very scary for a second.
I was pretending, guys. There's no way that he gets that kill there. And yeah, Toxic Spinners, they're gonna be taking a loss.
Set number 3.
So we're 2.
Set number 3 is gone.
Yeah.
We're set point still, but now no longer on the third map. We're going to move on to our fourth map, which I believe it's going to be hot. So Shooting Star, it's Bounty.
Yeah, Shooting Star. Woohoo!
Hot Zone is our final one, right?
Yes. I don't think we've seen Bounty the whole day because it is a mode that we don't.
We saw parallel plays.
Bounty.
Oh, Bounty. Oh yeah.
Bounty too much.
6 minutes.
Oh my
Where
God.
I low-key want Toxic Spinners to win this so we can watch Brawl Talk, but it's all good.
Are we streaming Brawl Talk? Are we allowed to do that?
Are we allowed to is the question. It's not whether I want to. I'm totally down.
I'm totally down too, but I got a feeling that it's allowed. It's allowed. I think it's allowed. I'm just tapping into my inner copyright license and whatever, and it is under. It's
okay. If anything happens, you know Paula. So okay.
It's not Paula.
So we're good.
So
Right.
sorry League Pass, sorry Claxon, sorry League Pass. Yeah, we're gonna be watching Brawl Talk on stream. That being said, for that to happen and for that to watch on time, we do need to see Toxic Spinners stop mucking around with your predictions of Sprout and Squeak and whatnot. Hey, I'm not saying Squeak is a bad brawler, but I'm saying
Yeah,
Squeak,
drafting mindlessly.
yeah, Squeak's a bad brawler. You heard it here first. It's terrible.
That's right. You know who I'm
It's Squeak.
you know who I'm tagging
Who?
to that line.
Who?
It's none other than Jaybird. Jaybird is a squeaky.
Alright, I'll just give context, right? Squeak's a bad brawler in that map, it's just bad, alright guys? There's no dispute here, you can't dispute that. Squeak is garbage.
Jaybird will be mad.
On the other hand, Eve is great, Piper is decent, Max is situational and it's decent. Edgar, Shelly, and Squeak, and they took a set, right? Sorry, they took a round. Did they take a round? I think they took a round. So yeah, I mean, chat, please strap into your seats because we're gonna be heading into a bounty set. Which, here's the thing about bounty, it's a fixed timing.
Right.
That means
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Oh, it's 10:56, guys.
So it's not happening, guys.
It's not happening.
Unfortunately, guys, we're gonna have to watch Brawl Talk separately. We won't be able to watch the premiere with you guys because we mistimed it. I mean, we didn't intend to watch it in the first place, but production, he set it up for us. So maybe we'll react to it together at the end of this tournament, and we'll use that as a push to publicize nothing happening in May so far until we figure it out. Brawl Talk's gonna happen at 11 PM, guys.
4 minutes time, yep.
Just in 4 minutes. And why the draft taking so long, huh?
Yeah, that's the question. Where are the players and where's the game?
Or is their plan stall long enough for us to watch Brawl Talk first? And then they'll finish this tournament? Because if that's their plan, I'm disqualifying both teams now. They need to hurry up and finish up where they need to finish. Come on, guys! Vamos! Good lord.
Let's check with the admins whether there are any updates.
Yeah, let's just check with chat whether there are any updates. Chat! Teams are in chat. I see walkthrough in chat. Chat! Walkthrough! Talk me through.
What's going on?
What's going on, man? Talk me through. What's taking so long? We want to see some action. We want to see you play triple tank. I mean, no. Just play properly, dude. Just. No, Exto. No. We can't. Yeah. I know you're not trolling. You guys are actually trying your best. But no, really, I said it before, guys. It's okay to not pick the right comp if you give your best, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to the game and you start spinning and DMing and just intentionally feeding, running down mid, I will disqualify you. But you didn't do that. You actually tried to win, and you actually did win one set. You weren't trolling. So no, I don't think you guys are trolling. Pretty much, it's limit testing, guys. It's learning for yourself. You're trying to give yourself. It's like, you know how Rock Lee fights Gaara, right, in Naruto, and you put on weights on purpose so that, you know. But now's the time to take off those weights and hurry up and get into the game. And we are not going into the game. We are staring at sisters. Production is teasing us.
No, he's actually teasing us like 2 minutes. Oh, you guys are gonna miss it. Oh no, I'm gonna watch it.
You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. Guys,
Oh,
chat.
finally.
Don't spoil us. And we're gonna be going into our, I'm just gonna say it, the potentially final set. And the first kill actually goes in favor of Spooky. So perhaps I spoke too soon and I'm wrong. We are gonna be seeing quite a even matchup, I actually think, in terms of drafts, assuming everybody plays relatively well. The same Piper problem is happening here again, where Piper is absolutely disgusting to play into Byron, but hopefully not able to juke everything under the planet, and he's gonna go down here. Nice heals coming out from Celestial, covering his teammates. Walkthrough getting a very critical shot out on Celestial. Baby against Byron is not exactly the easiest thing to play against, and I think are gonna be able to get their first kill here, Aaron.
Yeah, but I really have to commend Spooky for the way they've been playing so far. I feel like they're pinching well together. The Eve hatchlings are going to be very annoying, but oh, what was that? Did you see that?
That was the bug. That's as in it's a
Oh, that's the bell bug, right? Yeah. All right, so
yeah.
Actually no, he falls. Can they kill walk is the big question. Nice shots from Jaden, but he does fall, and having 3 stars, it's gonna turn the lead in favor of Toxic Spinner, so they're gonna slowly regress, it looks like. No, I kid you not. I mean, I'm just kidding. What am I?
Yep, they're in the lead. Yep.
They're in the lead.
This is where we see the prowess of teams come into play. Will we see Toxic Spinners play super try hard and play super defensive, or will we see them try to throw games? Let's find out in 15 seconds of our bounty game number 1. We're gonna be seeing a push come up to PRS, but immediately getting punished by Junglin, who is saying, guys, stop mucking around. I am clearing this game now. I am jumping in. There is nothing that you can do.
Oh, they're trolling. They lost.
Hey.
I can hear Brawl Talk. Can you get what production? Hello. Can you mute Brawl Talk right now? Hello. It's on Google Chrome.
Production. Hello. Stop. I mean, not the production. Our production, please.
Our man. Yes, thank you.
Man, thank you.
Our beautiful man. All right, they're into the next game, by the way.
Game already. Show the game.
Guys.
Production. Show the game. Show the game.
All right, we're into the next game already. 25 seconds in, and Awfully does fall. 5-star lead in favor of Toxic Spinners. Are they even? I don't know. They threw the last game like so hard, and then Toxic Spinners didn't win.
They won.
No, they lost.
They won.
All right, we'll see at the end of this.
Oh, they won. All right, you wanna bet? I'll bet with you $100 they won.
No, stop. Wait, no, production. Don't believe him. Spooky won.
You're blind.
Change it back.
No, they won. Trust me, $100.
It is not 1-1.
Oh, it's not 1-1. Actually, it's not 1-1. Dude, production, dude, Toxic Spinners won. Spooky lost. Come on.
Spooky won. Toxic Spinners
you wanna bet? I'll bet with you now. You know what? This cast is going great, guys. 45 seconds and we're actually good stuff coming from Spooky here, who are actually holding on very nicely to this blue star. But this is not something you're supposed to do. Do not concede the entirety of the map of control. Hopefully coming up to give his Cititampo impression, and it's going to be paying off. However, using that max gadget a little bit too early, he's going to be clipped by the Celestial Super. And now 8 to 10. You're about to lose $100 to me, Aaron, because my bet is correct. And let me tell you, Toxic Spinners are indeed 1 game up. And this is set game, whatever points, match tournament points, $60 on the line. There is very little that Spooky can do in this situation. There's way too many stars on Junglin, and as Junglin decides to throw his life away, if they got a nice team wipe here, which I don't think they can.
Oh, they do. They have the lead, and Spooky wins.
If this is not the set over. See?
I did not agree to the bet. I did not agree to the bet. Anyways, 1-1 going into a set point, game point, tournament point. We really need the Toxic Spinners to win this, or they will be forced to go into the 4th map, which will be oh, is that the 5th map?
Yeah, it's gonna be the 5th map actually.
The 5th map, it's Dueling Beetles, Hot Zone.
Yeah, unless you have something to say about it. Being able to save Spooky.
Oh, wow. That homemade recipe flew across the entire map, taking Celestial down so quickly. Now that the... Oh, Celestial just walked into all of that, but if they can get the kill on Sunglin, then they will have the star lead. Let's see. Nice shots by Spooky Iris. Unfortunately, the pet actually coming in. Oh no! You waste a gadget trying to save his teammate, but it doesn't really work out, and they're just going left and right into the spawn. But a nice Byron Super to get them all health. Iris really needs to kill on Sunglin. Oh, yes they do, and gets a lot of the pressure off. 5 to 9. They just need 4 stars. Not the end of the world. The blue star is in their favor, so they need to kill Sunglin and 1 more, or Awfully and 1 more. We'll see. Nice taps by Spooky Iris onto a sped up max. That's huge. Celestial gonna be looking to hit Sunglin. and 40 seconds left. They just need 1 kill. What do you think is gonna happen?
I am honestly not sure because I think if their goal is to make us miss Brawl Talk, they are succeeding right now. Unless they kind of in the last 30 seconds make something happen and Spooky once again jungling the win condition of the team, just getting 9 taps and awfully, why are you so good? Why are you so good? Why are you so good? Walk through, why are you so good? Oh, dude, did you see that? They're
No.
all. Alright, they're letting us play Brawl Talk, right?
Oh, Special Dice. Oh, it's game over. Definitely.
And
It's
with
game
that-
over.
With that,
And with that, Toxic
have-
winners
off.
are your winners of the 4th ever WigglyCup Asia Series number 4.
Yay!
Don't forget to follow Wigglyspoo and Aaron Brawl on Twitch and Twitter. We are your hosts for this very chill tournament. Sorry for flaming you guys, it's all in fun. Next time ready up faster or we will flame you more. Thank you so much. We're going to be having a very big tournament next month. So do keep your eyes peeled.
Okay, we're not gonna have a big tournament. We're gonna have many tournaments. And with that, we're gonna see this nice graphic. It's gonna be Toxic Spinners who are your champions, taking away first place at 60 SGD. And in second place, we have Spooky, who put up a good fight in order to take away 1 set. And really, Bounty, they did put a good fight, right?
Yeah, they did.
We sound like complete asshats, to be honest, but yeah, it was a good fight. And with that being said, I hope you guys are going to enjoy Brawl Talk because we've missed the entire thing of it. Production. I don't know if you
Kinda
really
like
watched
Meg,
the whole of it.
But the
I don't know if
difference
you
is
guys
that
really
she
watched
can
the whole of
only
it.
go to her default
That was
form
the
if
stream
she
roll.
uses her
Okay,
super
okay.
again.
So
Okay, we'll
in
do
her
it.
canon
I'm
for
gonna mute my mic and let's enjoy some Brawl Talk together. And after that,
Alright.
we'll close off this tournament.
Played from the start, please, production man. Production man.
We're just gonna stare at you until you know. My eyes, I'm Asian, I can only open my eyes this big.
That's pretty big, to be honest.
Dude,
Oh my gosh, I can't.
I'm gonna get.
Are we going to watch Brawl Talk? Production man. Oh yes, it looks like we are. All right, let's go.
Hello, I'm Paula.
What's going on?
Welcome to
What's
Brawl
this?
Talk. This update's gonna
I'm gonna
be
mute.
fast.
We can't hear, by the
and
way.
fire.
I can't hear, by the way. Oh
Wait, can you hear?
no, I can't hear it either.
You can't, right?
Right, great. Now we get to. All right. And we're back to us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
I believe we're still live.
Yeah, it's okay, but
It's okay. Yeah, we're just chilling. We're gonna watch Brawl Talk, but Acolyte is having some. Hello.
Wait, am I supposed to watch the stream from here? Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
You be synchronized. So, anyways, I just want to say, guys, introduce you guys to our staff team who works extremely hard behind the scenes. The guy who you hear talking is Acolyte, the lady with the really nice voice that you hear. Her name is Joba, and she's the head admin. And she's great. She's the person who screams at participants to get to start games on times and actually make sure that we have people to watch. And then lastly, we have
So thank you.
the Aaron Brawl.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and comment what
His name is
Okay, but
I can't remember it. Actually, not important now, to be honest. But
Shut up!
go next.
Ask you.
Whoa. No.
Hello, I'm Paula.
Are they able to
Welcome to
hear
Brawl
us?
Talk. This update's
Yes.
gonna be
Here you
can
fast,
hear.
edgy, and fire.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready, Danny?
Production quality.
I don't think this is a good idea, Paula.
Don't worry, you'll
we
be
have
fine.
to
Last
You
one
can't see
there,
it.
it's an 80.
yeah, frankly speaking, we have no idea. I'm really streaming it here, but
Hey, Juba, the top
Okay,
okay,
no.
say your voice cute.
Uwu.
I have no comment on that.
Yes, we can hear.
Stop you.
Hola. I think if Stu had a sister, it'd be one. Oh, it is?
It is. This one is not.
Oh.
By the way, that is not your WhatsApp, that is our WhatsApp.
Stu is getting a home in the stunt show
Sorry,
season.
it's my one.
And a family.
Oh.
Yep. Janet is joining Stu's trio and she's the new chromatic brawler in the Brawl Pass.
She's not
Damn.
only
is
an
that?
acrobatic
Wait, what is
performer
that?
and a singer, but also the star of the show.
With her main
But
attack,
that's like
she
Nani.
sings a loud note towards the opponents that
But
causes
it's cone
damage
shaped,
in
so
a
it's
cone.
easier.
The
more
other,
you
the
hold
other
the
brawler
button,
is
the
cooler.
narrower and longer the cone gets.
And
Why
to
do you don't
perform
single?
her stunts
Why not?
besides Stu, her super activates her jetpack that enables her to
Holy
fly
shit,
over
what is
everything
that?
for a few
Wait, what is
seconds.
that?
While in the air,
No.
she also attacks
No,
enemies
no,
on the
no,
ground.
no,
You
no, that
get
is
the
not right. That
awesome
is not right.
Valkyrie
That is
Janet
not right.
at
That
the
is
last year in the Brawl
Oh,
Pass
wait, what?
and
You
Vital
get-
Call
That's not
at
right.
the first
That's like a jet dash in
Janet has a
Valorant.
small sister, but we'll talk about that later.
Wait, Don, isn't that like
To
a jet dash
complete
in
the stunt show,
Valorant?
we
You
are
just like
getting
get out for any
Monster
situation.
Truck Mech, Spider Spike, and Crash Test Daryl for power.
Ayo, the spike's so
We're
cute.
also getting Daruma Mr. P for the Golden Week and Tempest Tara for the end of the Lantern Brawl
Oh,
event.
Tara looks weird.
And lastly, Star Force worst
Wait,
enemies,
we shouldn't reveal them just yet. We will talk about that later.
a new game mode landed from space.
That's right, Bot Drop is coming this season and it's a 3
Bot
vs
Drop.
3 battle plus bots.
So the goal is to collect more boats
What?
than the enemy team in 2 minutes or less. Whoever is the
Facing
first team
bots,
to collect
literally
8
facing
boats
bots.
wins the match.
But to collect those bolts, you first need to eliminate the bot who carries them. They will be falling from the sky during the match and will attack whoever attacks them last.
It's up to you if you wanna pull them to your base
Interesting.
or attack the enemy team while they deal with the bots.
Wait, Stu doesn't get a
And
super
for
instantly?
now, Bot
Wait,
Drop
what?
will be
You
available
might have
only
to talk
during
about
this
it. Is
season.
that
Can
Oh.
we talk
okay.
about Bonnie already?
Not yet. Wait, did you just spoil her name? Never mind. We have a new cosmetic coming to the game.
Now you can equip sprays and use them in matches just like pins.
Oh,
But
let's
these are
go!
sprayed on the ground.
It's like Valorant.
Sprays are unlocked on the trophy road and you will get these
Yeah.
3 for free
I
to
love
start
it.
with. There are many more that will be available later
Spinners,
during
you are
Trophy Road,
continuing
Brawl
to
Pass,
new
challenges,
DM your
and the shop.
opponent.
Yeah, and this time they can't
Not
believe it.
totally new,
They will
but
see it on the
quests are
ground.
also getting some improvements. Apart from new quests, we are
Wow,
also
shit,
getting
man.
different quest rewards.
Hey, new quest, hey,
Pins,
finally!
gold,
How-
and other
we've been
stuff that
waiting
are
for
not
this for like
tokens.
20
And
years.
if you don't like the
Bigger
quests you
quests.
receive,
Yeah,
you have
like
now
finally
the
got
ability to
actually
reroll them.
quests.
You
You
can
can
reroll
reroll
quests.
1 quest per week for free or 3 quests per week if you have
I'm
an
rerolling
active
on my
roll
showdown
pass.
quest. Bye.
Yeah,
Colin?
same. Wait, I don't even play anymore.
It is, Danny.
Wow.
Bro.
Bonnie is Janet's little sister and also part
Hey,
of
got a
Stu's
cannon!
trio.
What?
All of
This
them
one
perform on Star
very
Park's
cool.
stunt show.
Bro.
She's a reckless and overly
What is
excited
that?
girl
Is that
who's famous in the park for her most daring trick, being shot from a cannon.
Which leads me to her abilities. So she has 2 different forms that can be activated by pressing the super, kinda like
This
Mech.
guy don't know how to hit
But
shots.
the difference is that she can only go to her default form if she uses
up.
her super again.
No, the Brawl Talk
So
player.
in her
cannot
cannon
hit
form, she moves slowly and can
Hey.
attack from far. She
Yeah,
has
flame
only
him up, flame
1
him.
ammo slot, so she can unload her ammo too fast.
See, you keep playing
And with her
participant,
super, she shoots herself from her
You
cannon
see the super.
and use damage
see the
when
super.
landing. It will also
Oh,
activate
it's like
the
a-
second
Let me see the
form.
damage. What the
In
fuck?
her outside the cannon
Yo,
form,
yo, family,
she moves
family.
super fast and deals lots of damage at close range. And when she uses her super again, she takes some time to transform into cannon mode.
What was
But
that?
when
Go
she
back,
does,
you Adam.
she
Yeah, I
regains
don't
part
understand.
of her health
Like
back.
cannon is long range, I think.
Bonnie will be
but
available
what's the
later
point?
in the
I mean-
season.
Why we ever-
And
as
now,
in,
finally,
when you die,
we
you
can
respawn
present the
other
enemies
form or
of the
the
Star
No, I
Force,
don't think you
the
do.
Worst Bunch.
So you,
They
you
are
do respawn.
Overlord Byron, Galaxy
I'm pretty sure you
Lola,
respawn as
and
the
Empress
as
Bomb.
the
They will all be
the
available in
melee,
the shop during their own event,
die.
which would include a
The
challenge,
form where you
a
die,
league
you know.
ping,
Because
and ice
yeah,
cream.
if you eyes, bro, look at that range.
Most of you already read about
beyond
this,
it.
but Power League is getting
Like
some
beyond,
improvements.
But
Each
we-
player will be
Less
able to
than
ban
the
one brawler in the banning
Oh,
phase.
that's it.
Your opponents can
player
still
ban.
ban the same brawler as you, but your teammates can only ban different brawlers. This means that the minimum
When is this
number of
coming
10
out?
brawlers is 3
very
and the
soon.
maximum
You'll
is
Wow,
come
very
6.
bad at this
With
game.
this, we want to give
Please.
every player a
In 1
chance to
week
drop
only
their
they
input
do
before
this
the match
now.
starts, but also protect players in
Shit,
case there are
man.
very strong brawlers in a specific
Either
match
way,
or mode.
our
And we are working on brawler suggestions. Hopefully, it will make it into the next update.
this is how we implement that.
Resistance gear got a rework.
A new
Wait,
brawl
what's
ball
this?
map
What's this? What's this? What's this?
bumpers. It bumps the ball with
Vision,
shot
bodoh.
Improve the new
Wait,
player
what?
journey
Wait, what?
with
Oh, that's
2
Brawl
weeks
Ball.
of daily
Wait,
rewards.
wait,
New
what?
profile pictures in the shop and animated pins.
New esports pin. Don't forget to go to event.brawlstars.com to watch,
That's meh.
predict, and get this one and the other 2 exclusive pins.
And new second gadgets are coming. And some of them are based on suggestions from the community. So thank you.
Wait, he went through the wall.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and comment what's your favorite part of the update.
And don't forget to use hashtag #StunShow so we can find your comments easily.
Okay, we'll watch it on private time, but
Don't forget to use hashtag. I'm sorry.
Wait,
I
are we
think
still
I missed.
streaming?
Hashtag.
Yeah, streaming.
Oh,
They
shit.
can still hear us.
Hashtag.
shit.
Hashtag.
Yeah, that's what you said the
hashtag-
weekend.
I was like,
Are you sure this thing is safe?
You might want to remove your glasses.
this is so cute.
My Paula so cute.
I don't
It's
know.
like, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Crystal.
okay. Alright, kill the feed. And back to us. And we'll wrap up. Oh,
Yay, that is all, guys. Yay. Congratulations, team.
Yeah, let's let the stuff wrap up.
Okay, we'll just let's just walk off. Okay, we'll just walk off. Yep, we'll just.
Okay.
Where'd he go? Hey, now's our time to shine. But like, only 9 people.
Yeah. Stream
What do
day
you
already.
want to say to the stream?
Think,
Please be on time more and try not to stall to the teams and don't MIA. If you want to register on League Pass, please also register on Discord, or else you're gonna give me a very hard time. Good night, Yasha.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's true. We worked very hard for this. Yeah, we're just trolling a bit here, but thank you so much for joining us here on the stream today. See you guys in the next one. We have a lot of news coming up for you, like a ton. Look forward to that. We have a lot of different formats coming in for you. We will see you guys when we see you guys. Catch you guys when we catch you guys.
放刚了。
Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Bang kang.